Hello, hello. Welcome to another episode of Doctors and Dungeon Masters. I'm the Dungeon Master, Kelly Breivik, a PhD student at the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee.
Howdy, everybody. My name is Corey Herni. I am a PhD student at the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee. Plan C for plan. I don't know what I'm doing anymore because it's a pandemic. Um, and I am playing Tartha the Wizard.
Excuse me, Corey, you are in Plan Pan.
Yeah, you're right.
And with that, I am Laylee, was another PhD candidate in the anthropology department. Doing research and insane things. And I play Talia, or Bane, depending on who the fuck is talking to me. Because I never make a character with one name ever, I guess.
No,
And
I've learned that now.
this has not been always, for the record. I don't know. It's just been a DMD Stream City that gets all of that shit. And I'm a cleric.
And I'm Air Bear. I play a monk. I actually can't remember her name right now.
Willow.
Yes.
Yup. So tell me, what happened last year on Doctors and Dungeon Masters?
Yes, it's a thing now.
I've succumbed to it. I was like, I'm not giving Leia the satisfaction of saying, do you mean last year?
So what happened last week, IRL, while game was happening, is that I made a post on Twitter about game. And there is a guy on Twitter who follows us who's named Eric the Barrack. And I thought that was fucking Eric and tagged him on our stream instead. And he responded like, I think this is a lie because I'm definitely not there. And I just needed to say that out loud.
That's
there
hysterical.
is another Air Bear, and I just needed you to know that.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know. There's a lot of Erics, so I guess it's likely there would be
but my brother
quite
Eric
a bit
would
of
murder us if we called him Air Bear.
But actually, what happened last week, I don't actually remember.
Oh my god.
I'm really sorry.
I introduced two lovable NPCs to you all, and you just throw my hopes and dreams away.
I mean, one of them is lovable, the other one's kind of a dick.
Yeah, they're both. I think they're both lovable in very different ways, depending on your character's personality. We're in the midst of drowning in drow.
I love it.
Kill me.
And more stuff happened.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. We caravan, drow, talked to NPCs that you introduced, whose names I will never remember for the life of me. Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. I just keep finding my player character die instead of my DM die. Here we go. All right, now I'm set. All right, so yeah, y'all are in a caravan in the middle of the desert going from Vara to Bucral. You slayed a poor land whale baby. And harvested its skin and all
That's
that
the
stuff.
way things are. It wasn't poor. It was left to die by its mom. If someone had loved it, it wouldn't be dead.
Fair enough.
Important clarification is Tartha had nothing to do with that.
That is true. She was sitting in her hut just minding her own business.
And Taratha will have nothing to do with the reward.
That is perfectly fine. Her own reward is her own moral compass.
And speaking of Taratha having nothing to do with things, you are currently out of combat as your friends are.
You mean currently getting backup?
That is true, but you're also
now
currently
I need to
out
remember
of combat.
where we actually are, and now I need to get all mad again.
So let's just settle what's going on right now on the Taratha side, because I don't want to metagame and see what kind of situation the other half of the party's at while Taratha's putting her plan together. So that's why I'm resolving this second. So, Taratha, you arrive, and I think you said, how did we end last stream? You said I need backup?
More or less, yeah.
Okay. Who are you looking for specifically? Like, what sort of approach are you taking to the caravan as, like, people are kind of still, like, just, like, everyone is, like, napping at this point, minus the couple of scouts that turn to you when they see you approaching. But most everyone is in their caravans.
I think I come in and I'm just, like, booming my voice. Saying something like, everyone, wake up right now. We have a serious situation. We have Drow on our heels.
The first one that wakes up is a little gnome, and he pokes his head out, and you recognize him as Bing Bam. And he goes, Drow? What the heck is a drow?
Ever seen an elf before?
And here's the thing, would Taratha know what drow are?
Let me roll a history check.
Because the thing is, drow have never really been seen. You might have seen here and there being in the desert all the time, but, like, they haven't really surfaced until the meteor strike.
Here, I'll roll you a D100 and you can determine from there.
Mm-hmm.
So close. 68.
Oh my god. The sheer amount of, like, 69 and near 69s I've gotten. Yeah, you, maybe you encountered, like, one or two, maybe, shortly after the meteor hit, and you only someone who practically lived in the desert would have, like, a real experience with drow before. So not even, like, the caravan people would necessarily happen to cross paths. So yeah, you know what they are. And Bing Bam asked, what the heck is a drow?
Now, I don't like using the word evil or savage or brutal or any other sort of, like, imperial or colonial language to describe people. But they're basically elves in the desert who want us dead. How about that?
And he'll rub his eyes, and he looks around, and people are like, most of these people are not necessarily, like, fighters. Like, they're more like ranger type to keep you away from this sort of thing. But there's a couple of buff NPCs he throws at you. And then he looks around in search for someone. Let me just roll a. No, he does not. Okay, so you get two beefy fighters on board for you, and he goes, take some horses so you'll get there faster.
All right. Don't worry, Zola. Everything is all right.
She's asleep. Don't wrap her into this.
Been screaming.
So, I mean, like, right now, everyone is, like, only about, like, 15-20 seconds has passed since, like, you've kind of been shouting and getting all this sort of, getting the people together. So, like, people are just starting to poke their heads out now. Do you want to try and garner more people, or are you okay with two fighters and the horses?
I'm kind of miffed that people are not more concerned about this. So I'm gonna try to, like, garner more people.
I mean, they're still waking up. I wanted to. So how do you try and get people on board?
I slap them.
Oh my god. Let me just see who you. You find someone who's probably the worst at being woken up. I rolled a check on, like, out of a D100 how pissed they would be, and they rolled a 92. So
yes.
Let me just see. What's your armor class?
17.
All right. Yeah, they roll a 25. And they smack you back for just 1 point of bludgeoning damage. And
Smack him again.
and they push you away at that point, and they go, oh, "Why don't you get them? You're the magic person."
There's a whole shit ton of them, and they're threatening rape.
And she'll respond, "Well, even more reason not to mess with them. Just where's the rest?" And actually, no, she wouldn't know
Well,
who's missing.
why do you think I'm here?
Who's over there?
Willow and Bane.
Why were you leaving the caravan?
Because how did you not know that people were spying on us?
I was sleeping.
I think we told more than just these ourselves. Am I wrong?
No, you definitely
Play back the tapes.
you definitely told like the scouts and the people who were awake.
Okay,
But
then never mind. I'm not here.
Yeah, but Corey just slaps someone who's waking up and is asking why she didn't notice someone was scouting on them. And
well, you're clearly not perceptive. Now wake up, get your armor on, and let's go.
and she starts getting herself dressed in the armor, grumbling to herself. And she'll go, we can't just have everyone go after them. Who's not to say that they don't have more people waiting to ambush and take our stuff once everyone's going?
We're not going to be able to enjoy our stuff if we're dead.
Well, we won't be dead if we don't go chasing drow, as you call them, in the middle of the night. She's lacing up her boots at this point very angrily.
Oh, sorry, I didn't tell you. They have, like, battalions of them.
Well, then we should be moving and not fighting them.
That's what I said, and yet now we're in this predicament.
And, you haven't, I don't think you've met this particular Aarakocra before, but you see gorgeous red-feathered, Birdman poke his head into the carriage that you're currently in, and he goes, "Trouble, friend?"
Yes, big trouble. We've kicked the hornet's nest, and now there's hornets.
That's bad. Okay, I'll get ready. Do you need horses?
Yes.
I will get horses. And he'll head out, and you get the 2 Aarakocra men and 5 fighters total. The rest are very adamant about staying. What's it called? Staying with the caravan to protect the goods. And what's it called? Zola is going to go up to you, and she'll go, "Is Aunt Willow in trouble?"
Yes.
What should I do?
You should probably be safe, because if anything were to happen to you, Willow would not be very happy about that.
No, I don't think she would. Here, and she'll hand you a scroll, and she'll go, "I got this from a friend. I don't know if I brought it just in case I would use it, but I think you should have it." And it is a
thank you.
Wall of Sand scroll, one-time use, and she'll go, "But if you don't use it tonight, I want it back."
What is it again?
Scroll of Wall of Sand. You conjure up a wall swirling of sand on the ground at the point which you can see in range. You can make a wall up to 30 feet long, 10 feet high, 10 feet thick. It blocks line of sight but not movement. A creature is blinded while in the wall space and must spend 3 feet of movement for every 1 foot it moves in there.
Beautiful. It's definitely going into my book. Thank you, Zola.
Sounds good. You do have to, yeah, you can put it in your book, but not immediately.
Oh yeah, clearly, yeah.
Yep. All right, so you start heading over. I'm going to say with horses, because it did take you an hour the first time, but you were going slow. With horses, it'll take 10 minutes for all of you just hauling ass on the horses. And I'm going to say it'll take you 20 minutes total from the point that you arrived to the point that you catch up with everyone, because it takes 10 minutes to put on armor. For those that need to put on armor. Back to these fools. Actually, I forgot to pull. God damn it! I forgot to pull up the mob.
Fools.
Yup. Okay. I forgot my thing. Okay, sorry about that. So, just to remind you, I'm going to take Taratha out of combat right now. So we're using the same initiative as last time. It goes Willow, Tali, Fighter 1, Mob 2, Fighter 2, then the Mage. And those are the people that are engaged in combat right now. We're at the top. Willow and Tali, I forget the exact arrangement, but I feel like this is fair because, you both were getting, attacked by mobs. I feel like you both would have, be in melee range of mobs. But if you feel like this arrangement is unfair, I am willing to change it.
It's fine.
All right. Willow, what do you do?
One second. I'm making a thought. All right. If I recall, my arms are bound, I guess.
Yes, they did do that.
Am I restrained like a 0 movement speed?
Yes, you are restrained.
Okay. What would I have to do to get unrestrained? I'm just trying to understand my situation, make sure I know all my options.
Yeah, you're what's it called? Restrained by rope. So I would say that you cannot like strength your way out, but you can definitely try and use like a dagger or a sharp edge of something to start sawing at it.
Do I still have my sword in my hand?
Would sleight of hand also work in this instance? Because that kind of replaces the escape artist that used to be there. So I don't know, maybe.
Yeah, I would say a sleight of hand check because you are bound. Like it's not like a job done by one person. Like it's like 10 people forcing your arms together and tying it as tight as they can, so you can't sleight of hand your way out. But if sleight of hand is a better mod for you, you could use that for like sawing your way. But yes, you have your sword, but I'm curious how you'd be able to use your sword.
I'm just asking if it's still in my hand. That's all I'm asking.
Yes, it is in your hand. And just to be clear,
my arms bound behind him or in front of my...
they're behind the back.
All right, let's kick some fucking idiots. I'm basically me. Like I just don't have, my weapon, so I'm gonna kick them.
Yep, I love it.
All right, first kick. Natural 14 plus stuff 23.
Yep.
All right. That'll be max damage for 11.
Nice.
And then we're gonna do it again.
Nice.
Oh, sorry. 19.
Yep.
10 damage.
All right. Anything else?
Can I can't stunning strike the whole crowd, I'm assuming?
Correct. You can use Stunning Strike to lessen the amount of attacks that they could make on you. Bear in mind, you don't know how many attacks they can make at this point.
How are they looking?
This one has, like, both mobs have not taken damage. The only mob that has taken damage is the one that you destroyed last time. And none of the mobs so far have made any attacks on you. So you don't know quite what they're capable of besides tying people up.
Does it look like these fuckers are gonna try to hit me?
Oh, actually, no. They look like they're trying to, like, wrestle you down and drag you away.
Does it feel like taking the dodge action would be useful here then?
Give me a perception check.
27.
The mob may not be looking to attack you, but the fighters are.
Me specifically?
You and then probably Tali as well. Like, they're splitting. They're trying to, divide and conquer, but they're also dividing themselves.
Fuck it. I have a high AC. I'm gonna kick him 2 more times. I'm gonna flurry of blows.
Nice.
18.
That'll hit.
11.
Okay.
22.
That'll hit.
6.
All right.
So total for 22, 32, 38 damage.
Okay.
Pretty good round.
Yeah. Yeah, you definitely you definitely knock a couple down of the mob. Tali, what do you do? I think you were still freeman of movement, and they have learned that
Yes.
at this point.
Yes, I am. It's definitely still freedom of movemented. Sorry, y'all. I forgot I needed to look this up.
Oh my gosh, the material component for freedom of movement is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me more about it.
It's a leather strap bound around the arm or a similar appendage. So it's just like you wrap around a leather strap around your arm, and then like you can't get grabbed. I don't know. That's kind of neat.
Yeah,
it's like
it's
a
a
very
cool spell. It's a really cool spell. I'm just gonna attack the mob. I don't want to waste spell slots right now.
Sounds good.
That is going to be a 19.
That will hit.
Max damage.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, I know. I have to. Math is hard right now. No, that's gonna be a 22.
Nice. Anything else?
Not right now, no. Well, I can move, can't I? So
You can.
like maybe I will go up to one of them. Their fighters. Yeah.
Sounds
I
good.
clicked the screen as if I could.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me move up to fighter 2, I guess.
Okay, one moment.
If I don't take an attack of opportunity from mob 2.
Yeah, no, you'd be fine. And I think that freedom of movement also allows you no AOs, but I could be wrong. I feel like
no, you can get AO'd from freedom of movement. I'm pretty sure.
Okay, but you're not moving out of their thing, so you're fine.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
So then next up, I believe, is fighter 1. Yep, who is going to move over here. And how many attacks? 2 attacks on you. All right.
Did I get both?
I'm sorry?
Yeah. Nothing. Continue on.
Yeah, you move towards them. So the first attack is a 26. The second one is a 12. So I imagine only one of those hit. Leia?
Sorry, I was on mute. Only 26 hits.
Okay. All right, and that is going to be 11 points of damage.
Oh no. Okay, thanks.
Then next up is Mob 1, who is going to pull Willow. 1 second. Let's just do a strength contest to see how much they can pull you away.
Strength or like
It's
should I
strength.
be
Like this is just they're just seeing
okay,
how far they're.
okay.
It's how far they're pulling you.
16.
Okay, yeah. They only pull you here. 1 second. All right, and then next up is Mob 2, who is going to go over to 5, wait, sorry, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Go here. And they're going to make attacks at you, Willow. They're going to make 3 attacks. No, 4, sorry. But luckily they don't hit a lot. With advantage, because you're restrained. So first one is a 22. Does that hit?
Yeah.
Okay, second is a 5 and a 4 on the dice, so that's not going to do anything. Third, an 18 won't hit you.
Nope.
Neither will another 18, and the last one will also not hit you. So you just take a measly 12 points of damage. Then next up is the fighter, second fighter, who is going to make 2 attacks at Tali. First one's probably going to miss. That's a 15. The second one is a 22.
Hits.
Okay.
Yeah, hits.
For 15 points of damage.
Okay.
And then last but not least, we have the mage. And these twisting patterns of colors start weaving in the air.
Where is the mage at? I'm sorry.
Sorry. Way down here.
I did not even know there was a mage. Cool.
Yep. Well, you would, like, Leia forgot.
That was me not.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was me not paying attention. Totally fine. I just yeah.
Yeah. How much is it? 30-foot cube. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So they would have it 5, 10, 15, 20, 30. So it would be this cube here. I need both of you to make a wisdom saving throw.
$20.
And Tali?
That is an 18 on the die, so
Oh, bless. Y'all would have been really fucked. But on the bright side, you are not bothered by this hypnotic pattern that just starts weaving in and around your eyes.
Yeah, fuck you. Exactly.
That's fine.
Sorry.
Next up.
Not actually the wizard, not you.
Sounds good. Next up is Willow.
How's Mob 1 looking?
Mob 1 is not bloodied.
About 2?
Not bloodied. Mob 2 is looking better than Mob 1.
Let's kick Mob 1.
Sounds good.
23 on the first hit.
Yep.
10.
That will still do it. Only
10 damage.
Oh,
10
sorry.
damage.
Yeah. Spoiler alert, their AC is 10. So literally
14.
only a nat 1 is going to not work.
All right, so then second attack was a 14 and it hit for 10, so that's total of 20 damage. And then I'm going to flurry of blows again.
Okay.
26 and 15 on the 2 attacks for another 10, and a 7. So 37 total damage over the course of the turn.
Sounds good. Let me just put that together. Now they're looking bloodied. Not quite death's door, but they're not looking good.
Tally, do you have like a fireball?
Yeah. So for the record, daylight
turn.
is my next. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So how many feet away is this wizard from me right now?
60. Well, before they were 65, but you moved up, so. 5,
Now they are
10,
exactly
15,
60 feet.
20, 25, 30,
Yes.
35, 40, 45, 50, 55. You got it.
Yes. Oh, this is gonna be so hot.
Especially these are
Literally.
drow. They don't like daylight.
Literally, mob 1, fighter 2, and the wizard.
Holy shit.
Oh.
What is it? Oh, right. I remember this now. Well, if you...
This is the daylight spell, which for the record has a 60-foot radius.
You can get everyone but mob 2. Because
You lost
Willow... Yeah.
Corey? Oh, he's a... Maybe it's just because he hasn't talked in a while.
Oh, right. Yeah, he's AFK.
Anyways, continue.
Yeah.
Fuck him up, Leia.
But
Woo!
Leia, do you want to get mob 2 and include Willow and you yourself in this, or are you just going to get?
No, I'm not doing mob 2. It's mob 1, fighter 2.
Nice. All right. So
And the guy, the dude.
If mob 1 dies, I'm free, right? I'm not grappled by nobody.
That is true. But your hands are still bound.
I think I'm in the wrong.
Yeah, well, I'm not. I don't feel too limited right now.
Yeah. What kind of save is it? Con save?
The wrong spell. Fucking A. Sorry, I have to find. I'm really annoyed. What is the spell? It's on.
I'll be right back.
As daylight, but it's not daylight, and I think I wrote it down wrong. What the?
Cleric has daylight. You can prepare it.
No, yeah, I know, but that's not this spell. I think I wrote the wrong.
Okay,
It's
I have
also
it.
not sunlight.
Sheds dim light. Oh yeah, no, this is not what you meant because this does nothing.
No, that's not the spell that I wanted.
I know the one that you're. I know that.
Right. Is it like sunburst?
No.
Let me go. Okay, sorry. I'm really
Nick
sorry.
uses it all the fucking time.
Yeah, I feel like an asshole because I don't have my shit prepared. Hold on. It's a 5th level spell, and it is. Maybe it's not a 5th level spell. Maybe I'm just fucking.
No, it's not 5th. It's a 3rd level. I'm pretty sure. Because I remember Nick having
not
that.
Daylight. It is. Where is this spell? I've literally used it.
It's been quiet for a bit.
Yeah, we're still trying to find the spell that Leia meant. Because daylight does not do the thing that we.
Yeah, it's not the spell that. This is not the spell I'm looking for. And
you're gonna have to settle it quick.
I know, y'all. I'm really sorry.
What's the spell that you're thinking of?
Is it Moonbeam?
No,
it's Moonbeam. It's like Moonbeam, but it's the opposite. It's the sun stuff.
Yeah, and it's not daylight.
It's the spell that Deb casts all the time. That fucking destroys us.
I know.
Deb!
Isn't it not just Sunbeam?
No, it is Sunbeam. Okay, there we go. I found it.
It's a 6th level, yeah.
Deb says it might be Dawn.
Dawn, that's the one I'm thinking of.
Because Sunbeam, I mean, you might get access to it as
I think it's
cleric,
Dawn that you're thinking of.
Yeah, you're thinking of.
I don't see its clerics get access to it.
It's from Xanathar's. So a light of dawn shines on a location you specify within range until the spell ends a 30-foot radius, 40 foot high
40
ceiling.
10. Okay. In that case, I am not going to get our wizard mage friend person. That's okay though. I will hit mob 1, fighter 2.
Yep, and it is a con saving throw or 40-10 radiant damage.
Yeah.
So 1 second. I'll do fighter 1. does not. I don't think they do that. Yeah, that's a 15, which I imagine does not save for you.
No, it does not save.
Next one is even less, so fighter 2 is out, and then the mob gets disadvantage, which is good because that was a 17 and a 2. They all fail.
Awesome. They take 32 points of damage.
Okay, 1 second. Mob 1 is done. Mob
That's really
2.
what I was trying for.
Yep. 32 and 32. Okay. So, Willow, you are no longer restrained, but your hands are bound, which I know does not matter for you. I just want to continuously
Well, it
remind
definitely matters. I mean, I'm a Kensei monk, right? Like, I use
That's
weapons.
True. That's true. But it's just also like, I know that you can still do cool stuff as a monk, even without that.
I don't think I can deflect missiles.
No.
That would be pretty wicked. Catch them an arrow between the toes and fling it back. You better not shoot an arrow at me. I will be so mad if like some random archer shoots an arrow at me right now.
Yeah.
I haven't deflected one missile this whole campaign.
We've only been playing for a month.
I know. I'm just joking.
I know.
For the record,
Yeah.
for Corey,
Mhm.
this is the desert and largely pretty flat, right, Kelly?
There's hills. Like, I'm not saying it's totally flat.
Well, this goes.
Have
40
you seen
feet.
Dune?
This goes 40 feet in the air, I think, and so
yeah.
so you see.
Yeah.
I'm
You
just saying
definitely-
they
yes.
see it. Like, here is the
Yes.
beacon. Fucking come get us, you dance.
Yes, yes, absolutely. No, you've actually eliminated any survival checks they would have to make. So,
Cool, awesome.
all right. Next up is Fighter 1, who does not like what you're doing to it, and they are going to move. They don't know whether or not it is. 1 second. Does Dawn? 1 second. I need to see if there's any. Then 60 feet of the cylinder.
The light is sunlight for the purposes of drow.
Exactly.
Shit.
Yep. I just wanted to see, but there's no way that they could be within 10 feet of this thing and not have disadvantage. So. They're just moving out so that they, what's it called?
Oh, you're going to keep giving them disadvantage? I mean, you know, it says it's a light of dawn that shines just on the location you specify, right? So I think it's you. I give it up to you, but you know, because it's bright light, right? It's technically it should keep. You know, you're in the light if you're next to it. But I think the way that the spell is worded, I don't know if the creature would still have disadvantage.
The thing is, like they literally do not go out with the sun during sun time at all. And when they're next to this thing, like I would say it's disorienting. So that is 17. Tally.
That does not hit me.
Okay, neither does the other one.
Bang off the shield.
Yup. Next up is Mob 2. What are they gonna do?
Get punched in the face.
They're gonna also move back. Second.
Did I get hit by the dawn?
No, you did not.
Okie
So
dokie.
it's a 30-foot radius, so it's got 60 foot whatever, and I put it wherever it was not going to hit Willow. That's
Yeah. It also sorry, I forgot to say it also did not hit Mob 2 because it was not hitting Willow.
right. Yeah, yes. Mob 1, Fighter 1, Fighter 2. That was it.
Yep. All right. So they are going to make 4 attacks again. 16 won't hit. Will a 21 hit you?
Eric?
Oh, was it me or I thought that was Bane? Sorry.
No. Does a 21 hit Willow?
Yes.
Okay. Oh my god, that's 2 6s. I'm sorry. 17 points of damage.
Okay.
How is Willow looking right now?
How's what?
How is Willow looking right now?
That's
I have 46 hit points out of my total of 73.
Okay.
I've only been hit twice.
All right.
Okay.
The mage is going to try and cast Hypnotic Pattern on you all again because they could get both of you. I need wisdom saving throws out of both of you.
Oh, because they moved back. Oh, very clever. I just like before, right? It was like behind us. No.
What?
Well, did Tali move? No, I didn't move. No, I'm just joking because like before, right? We were in a perfect cube to block them and the opposite direction, and now it's like the reverse cube of before.
But I genuinely, I had it so that like the mage is going to cast it regardless of whether his
19.
people are in it or not.
That should do it.
But I was moving the fighters because it made sense not to be where the sunlight is literally killing them. Tali?
Yeah, so for my bonus action, I am going to move this thing over our good friend.
Wait, you had to make a saving throw.
No, it's not your turn. You
have to it's not my turn?
A wisdom saving throw.
Sure. Fuck, I rolled it and then didn't tell you what it was. It's fine. That's a 23.
Okay, you're good.
Woo!
We are at Willow now.
Wait, did Mob 2 restrain me? What did Mob 2 do?
They tried attacking you and they hit you.
Oh, that's right. They did hit me. All right, but I'm not restrained, right?
No.
I'm going to run at Fighter 1 and kick him in the fucking head.
Okay.
I might invoke an AOO.
You are. It doesn't matter. They're not hitting you.
All right. And now I'm going to punch this guy in the head. As a 17 hit?
It does not.
We'll go again. How about a 26?
That one will do it.
Stunning strike.
All right. Con save is a nat 20.
11 damage.
Okay, 1 second. All right.
How's that one looking?
Bloodied.
Let's go ahead and Flurry of blows him.
All right.
Do I have advantage on these attacks?
No.
Because they're in sunlight or something? Okay, just wanted to make sure.
No, they just have disadvantage on attacks because they are in range of sunlight.
All right, so one of the flurry of blows is going to be a 16, which I don't think is going to hit. The second one will be a 27. And by the way, I just want to note for like the it not mattering thing, I'm pretty sure both of my other attacks would have hit if I was swinging a sword rather than kicking with the different bonus.
Gotcha.
So that'll be another 6 damage.
Okay. All right. Anything else?
Let's throw one more stunning strike in the stack. I still have 5 key points after this.
It's a 14 on the die, dirty 20.
Nope.
Yeah, fighters are good at con.
Yeah, no big deal.
Next up is Mob 2, who is going to try and restrain you. So they do not have advantage anymore because they have taken damage. Contest of whatever, athletics, acrobatics, whatever.
All right, acrobatics check.
Well,
24.
They rolled a 2. You're fine.
Why do they roll low when I roll high? Damn.
I know.
I need to roll low when I roll low so my +9 still comes through.
Yup.
Still, not I can move. That's good.
Yep. Next up is Fighter 2, who is going to try and attack Tali.
Go right after Willow?
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Okay. In that case, I'm gonna move the sunbeam over.
Yeah, I don't know how I got to all the way down to there. I think Eric mentioned the mob, and then I was just like, oh yeah, mob is next. So
they opportunity attacked me.
That's why.
Maybe.
That's why. So I'm just putting a star so I know that they went this turn.
It's all good. Yeah, I'm gonna move the sunbeam so that it is over our wizard friend down there.
Sounds good. Con save. It's not gonna do it.
Yeah, I think one thing to talk about later is, but like playing D&D online, it's way more difficult for me to keep track of whose turn it is as the DM. I don't know why.
Yeah.
But like
that's why I started putting it all. I put it in the chat on Discord so I don't tell them immediately like when the enemies go. So first round I've been putting in like as I call them out, and then it's just there for us to reference. So I found that to be it saves my life.
Yeah, it's just weird because it's not something that right, like it's just not something that should be different from the table to online, but it seems like it happens way more when I'm playing online.
I totally agree, and I think it's got to do something with you're lacking the visual cues, you know?
Oh yeah, like that, like you just instinctually know as a DM, like that person is like gone in a bit, right? So like you like look at them, right, and you're like, yeah, it's your turn.
Right, exactly. All right, so
do your damage.
Hot, right? That is maths is hard. That is 29.
All right.
And that's just bonus.
And that's just the bonus section, yeah. I am also gonna. Which one of Fighter 1 and Fighter 2 looks worse off?
They are. Fighter 1 is worse.
All right. I'm gonna go ahead and whack-a-mole.
Sounds good.
That's gonna be an 18.
That'll do it. And just roll your second one.
I don't get a second attack.
Oh, right, I forget. I'm sorry.
It's fine. I was like, if I get one, I'll take it.
Sorry, I just really hate taking damage in parts. I just want to know the final number.
Yeah. No, for sure. Yeah, no, that's... I only get one. That's gonna be a 11.
Okay. He's not looking good, but he's not on death's door. Alright, so now it's Fighter 1's turn. And he is going to attack you, Tali, but not hit, because I don't think a 17 will hit you, will it?
Does not, no.
Yeah. And then Mob went already, so now Fighter 2 is also going to attack you, and will miss. So now we are at the Mage, who is going to, with their last level 3 spell slot, Hypnotic Pattern everyone. So, because there's no way for these people to do it, so another Hypnotic Pattern. Wow, amazing out of the Mob, because they had disadvantage. They are good. Fighter 1. Fail. Fighter 2. Also fail. Okay. So,
10.
Okay.
20.
Okay. Everyone except Tali.
Tali, punch me out of this, please. Just any damage, right, pops the hypnotic patterns. Just kill me.
No, you can actually, you can shake them. You can shake them awake. You don't have to deal damage.
Yep.
Well, oh yeah, you don't have multiple attacks. For me, I would punch you because I get 4 attacks a turn. So I would just use 1 to do that.
I mean, honestly, I'm considering just moving the entire sunlight over everyone.
Do it.
Oh, man. Yeah, because Willow, you are currently incapacitated, or whatever it is. Tali, it is your turn now.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, I'm just going to move their sunlight right over everybody.
Okay. I think everyone still gets to do a con save.
Yeah, yep.
Incapacitated. So, Mob passes, because that's a 17 on the die. Fighter 1.
I think I fail.
Fails. Alright, so the Mob is fine, but the 2 fighters fail.
What did you get, Willow?
10. So I think I failed.
Yeah, sorry.
No big deal.
Tell me what the max, the full damage is, and I'll have
I know you got my back with some heal later on.
Yeah, for sure. I've been rolling really well on these. That's the 34.
Alright, 1 second. So, Fighter 1, dead.
Yes.
I'm at 12.
Okay, Fighter 2 is looking pretty fucked. And then 34, they take half damage, correct, if they pass?
I don't.
Yeah, I think so.
Trying to failed save, or half as much on a successful one, yeah.
Alright. Mob 2 is not bloodied yet, but they are also... Oh no, they're fine. Like, not fine, but like, they're the only one... No, they failed. Wait. They rolled a 17 and... What was the... Did they have to? Did everyone have to do a save before that? Because someone rolled a 17 and a 19. The mob rolled a 17 and a 19 for some sort of save.
That was the hypnotic pattern.
Okay, so then they are. So Tali and the mob are both. Okay. So then mob 2 is going to. 1 second.
Tried.
Wait, did Mob 2 make the roll for Dawn?
That's what they saved for. They are hypnotic patterned. I knew that they rolled really well on a save. I just forgot which one.
I thought they rolled really well on the hypnotic pattern one, but what? It doesn't matter. Because I remember when I got hypnotic patterned, you were like, "Whoa, they rolled really well on that save."
Then that was it. Yeah, and then they also passed the hypnotic pattern because then they rolled a 17 on that one or something high on the dice.
Whatever, it's all good.
Okay. So
we'll get there. You're not gonna die, Willow. No worries.
So
I know I'm not gonna die. I got Bane right next to me.
Yeah. And what they're
the
going
healer
to
is here.
do is they're going to take Willow and just start carrying her. 1 second.
They do not have me grappled.
They
do not have me grappled.
Yeah, but you're incapacitated.
She's not anymore.
No, I'm not.
Right.
Dawn
that was the whole point.
I took 34 damage to not be incapacitated right now, Kelly.
I was thinking in terms of fucking up the fighters, not making you not incapacitated. You were completely
No, that was
right.
the whole point of that. That was
No,
otherwise I would have left it on the wizard.
No, you definitely got that. So then they are going to.
I look really hurt for reference. I look really hurt.
Yeah, but Dawn is on top of them right now.
Wait, so all I did was move Dawn, and I didn't actually attack or anything, did I? Fighter 2?
No, you didn't. So you still have the rest of your turn.
Go for
it. Yeah. All right. So that's gonna be a 17 to hit.
That will not hit them.
Okay, but I'm also
Uh-huh.
going to do a cure wounds.
You used your bonus action though.
Oh, that's true. Never mind.
And cure wounds is an action, and attacking was
no,
an action.
No, I have a thing. I have a thing that
Oh.
allows me to do that. But
cool.
I already used my bonus action. I'm being dumb. Yeah. Okay.
No, this mob is going to take the disengage action and run out of Dawn.
Yeah, you get your ass out of here.
Yeah, because they saw Willow take 34 damage and wake up.
Yeah. No, that's kind of, yeah.
My eyes are glowing with an unholy fury.
30. Okay, so then next up is Fighter 2, who is going to take the disengage action and do the same. Then next up is the mage, whom you do not see anymore. And then next up is Willow.
Herp derp, I'm a mage, I cast invisibility. Alright, so then my opportunities here are interesting. Because I could just go kick Fighter 2.
You
or
definitely want
Tally
to
can...
yeah. There's still daylight on you, so you want to get out of that daylight range. Which you would do it with over here.
I think it's too late to do anything about this, but I actually think we've been doing Dawn slightly wrong. I'm gonna move away from the crowd, and I'm gonna like while I'm moving, I'm gonna like visibly show Bane the rope, as I want you to cut it so I can start shooting him with my pistols. But as for Dawn, and maybe we could do it in future turns. But I don't like when you move. You can move the Dawn as a bonus action, but the damage is still not applied unless the creature ends its turn there.
Right.
So like it's not like you move it on top of somebody and they take the damage then and there.
I'll just keep it for this, but like just for a larger conversation, I really would like casters to know their spells because it's too much for me to track how it's supposed to be done on top of everything else.
Yeah, I'll move back. I'll just move back to the edge of Dawn while gesturing to my restraints.
Okay. Sounds good. Tali, what do you do?
This is, I think, I need a DM. So I read this differently than Eric. So I need a DM decision on this anyway, because it says when the cylinder appears, each creature in it must take Constitution saving throw.
Correct. when
for
it
42
appears.
damage. Yeah, and the creature must also make the saving throw whenever it ends its turn in the cylinder. So I don't know, like the way that I have always run it as a DM for this stuff and Moonbeam has been like once moved, like when it hits, like when they come into it, they also get it. Like if you move it on your turn to put it over them.
No, it's
like,
just when it appears that they get that immediate, and then after that, it's whenever it ends its turn in the cylinder, because you're not making it reappear every time.
Right, like I understand like needing to know my spells, and I also think that we need like be also having dialogue about it. So
Oh
anyway.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that makes sense. Sorry, I was just thinking to myself, wait, if it works this way, then you could start hitting a creature twice a turn with this one spell, and I thought that was weird, so that's why I relooked at it.
It's all good. I think that it's important for us to have discussions about mechanics.
Yeah.
But particularly when we're reading them differently or use, because we're also all DMs, right? So we also like we also all have our own flavor and do our own stuff. So
yeah.
And then the other thing is like this has a pretty beefy component, not pretty, but it's 100 GP, so it's not like a component that like just a sniff at. So to also
but it's not used when you
right, like I have the
Then that's
Sunburn
fine.
pendant, and then I can that's
Yep. No, that's fine. You would have definitely had that at this point.
exactly, yeah.
All right. So what's Tali do?
It's my turn again already?
Yeah.
Shit. Sorry. No, Willow, you move out of the sunlight. I don't know where the sunlight is right now, but you are got out of there, right?
Yeah, I moved out, and then I gestured to my restraints. That's all I did on my turn.
Oh, okay. Cool. All right, so I need to know where the sunbeam is right now because it's 30-foot radius, 60-foot diameter. So I need to know where it's at before I like.
It's actually almost conceivable that the fighter and mob could not have escaped it.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, it
so
depends on like I don't know where you've been moving it each time. You just say I move it to this point, so I don't know what your focal center is.
I think if we're doing it for the future when we do AoE spells, I think it could be useful just to have like a single dot on the map, right? Like this is the center of it, right? Because then we can.
Yeah, I have been doing it in the past. I just didn't have a layer set up for it.
No big deal.
Yeah.
It's hard to track these things.
Yep. So I'm gonna wherever Kelly you think the sunbeam is right now is fine, and I'll move out of it. I will cut restraints, and I'll ask Willow if we should follow them. And I think I will leave daylight up until I get a response from Willow, or dawn up until I get a response from Willow, and then I'll let it fall if we're gonna like be running.
Can I respond as a free action, Kelly?
Yeah, and just so you know, this might change y'all's things, but I thought that the fighter and mob were out of daylight dawn by this point.
They can be out of it. That's fine. I was more saying that if it's a 60-foot diameter and if it was centered right on top of one, or because it had gone from the mage and then back up, if the edge was the other way, then they would have had to run away from their camp in order to get out.
Right. We don't have it on the map right now, and so I feel like we're just kind of theater of minding it.
Which is okay.
Like, I imagined it was just moved like up to here, like you were the focal center, and then that you did that, then you moved it over.
Right, and that is totally legit. And I think that is totally fine for us to do that. It's particularly right now because that's the way we've been doing it so far. Anyway, I'm gonna move out. I'm gonna cut. As my action, I'm gonna cut Willow's restraints, and I'm going to, as a free action, ask, do we run or do we kill all the people here?
Chase them with the light. Make them afraid. Because you still have right concentration for a while on that.
Yeah,
so...
I still have concentration for almost a full minute still at this point. So, yeah, I guess. Is there anyone else? Is this the whole camp?
No, there's a whole camp down here.
Ooh, you could just put it on the camp.
But the camp is not moving right now.
I feel like I don't want to. Do we see like kids and stuff in there? I'm trying to remember what the camp looked like when we went up there.
It was just all adult drow, and some of them went up to you and engaged in combat with you, while others stayed back. And you look to see what's going on in the camp right now, and it is absolute stillness.
Yeah.
Just so I think Bane would know what I'm suggesting. Basically, what I'm saying is, what Willow is saying is like if we drop the sunlight now, right, and don't present like strength, they might like re-engage. And if you keep the sunlight up and are chasing them away with it, then like we will be like safer. That's kind of where I'm at.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna leave daylight where it is because they would have to go around it, and it's, I mean, it's, you know, it's pretty beefy to get around, and but I don't want to like also present like we're only fighting you because you were fighting us, not because that was our intention. So like, I don't want to like fuck more people up if I don't have to. So I'm just gonna leave daylight up, and then it'll disappear once we are 60 feet in the opposite goddamn direction. Does that make sense?
Sounds good. So you leave the camp at that point?
I mean, I don't think there's any reason for us to stay. If we stay, they're just gonna keep attacking us, I would imagine. So
I just wanna see what they're doing for a little bit. Like I'm trying to understand because like that wizard disappeared, right? So like I'd be worried that like
disappear. I said that you couldn't see where he went.
yeah, I mean that's right. I mean for us that's disappear, right? Like he was there, then he's not.
Right.
I assume he went invisible as a player, but you know. I guess I'm worried about us like trying to leave and then like I don't know, they're flanking us or something. It's like I just want to try to get a layout of what's going on.
Give me a perception check.
Disadvantage because it's nighttime, or because of the daylight, because of the dawn. Am I okay?
It is going to be disadvantage because you're literally looking right into the center of this thing.
Well, no, I was looking all around us to see if like we're getting flanked.
Oh, okay. Then if you're looking around you, then it's just regular.
That'll be a 22.
You do not.
Sorry, 21.
You do not notice anyone flanking you.
Looks like they're backing off.
I feel like we should. I feel like we should just like, I don't know. I'm feeling like we should just jet.
All right, then let's jet.
So after about 3 minutes of heading in the direction of the camp, you cross paths with Taratha, Cleek, Akadito.
That seems a little off.
Whatever, it's fine.
3 minutes.
Well,
doesn't matter.
It was 10 minutes for them to be hauling ass in your direction, so you're kind of meeting in the middle a little bit.
Sure. But I thought we were an hour's walk away.
They're on horseback.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was an hour slowly making your way through and stealthing.
No, I don't care. It like struck me as odd, but it doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
They're fast horses. Like it doesn't matter.
What do you do?
Bunch of use you are.
Sorry, I can't hear you over these galloping hooves.
Yeah, I'm gonna flag them down. Yeah, make them stop. I don't know. That's what I'm doing.
They're already interacting with one another.
Okay, because Corey said I can't hear you over these hooves, so I thought maybe they were still moving. Yeah. Anyway, sorry.
So I'm assuming you finished them off?
Some of them.
We showed him who's boss.
Uh-huh.
And I was gonna say, The fighter that you slapped, Corey, she looks over to you and goes, "Fat lot of good getting up did. Going back home."
Slap him again.
You're not slapping them again. They rear their horse up and block you, and then they turn and just start trotting back in the way of the caravan. And Cleek looks the two of you over and goes, "I'm glad you are safe."
Thank you for coming for us. We really appreciate it.
Yep. I wish I was sleeping now. But I am not mad at you. You needed help.
We should, you guys are gonna get fast backer. Y'all are gonna get back faster than we are. We should consider moving camp tonight.
Well, if you would like, people can stay in my house safe, but I cannot fit the caravans and the carriages and the horses.
We're gonna need to actually not just move, but just get on with it.
But
I mean, I need some sleep. I
We
started
don't
my
have much of a
watch.
choice. If they're still out there, you know,
They are scared.
attack us.
Two of us just about destroyed their whole camp. They're not going to be coming back. And if they will, you'll pepper them with some more sunlight, right, Bane?
Sure.
If you are nervous, I can make a house for us. In fact, it is already made.
I'm sorry, who are we talking to? Is this a robot?
This is Cleek.
Okay.
The parrot.
Okay. I feel like maybe in my mind they had a slightly different voice last week, and so I was like kind of confused as to who I was talking.
Nope, they always had this kind of weird sing-songy. But if you would like to sleep outside, I will not stop you.
Yeah, I want to get back to camp and take my rest.
Sounds good. Does anyone take Cleek up on his offer, or do you just go back to your normal stuff?
I'm gonna go back to my hut.
Sounds good.
I would go back to my normal stuff.
Sounds good. The evening passes by. Nothing happens. The next morning, you are up, and Bing Bam will go to Tali, and he'll go, "So, what was up with last night?"
Well, we went on a recon mission attempting to find more information about who was spotting us.
Mm-hmm.
Ended up in a fight with some of them. They're very good at laying traps. Took care of them for the most part. We might want to be careful to watch our six, though.
Yeah. I'll have the scouts, I'll split them up, some ahead, some behind.
Great.
All right. Is there anything anyone wants to do before you head out for the day?
I'm gonna copy that spell into my spell book.
Yes.
No, when you copy a scroll, you consume the scroll. So
Consuming the scroll then.
Oh man.
Then okay, so just steal from the party. That's fine. Anyways, I'm going to go talk to Bane for a little bit.
Okay. You will actually find her on her way to your. Oh my God, what is the girl called that is with you?
Zola.
Thank you. I'm sorry. On her way to Zola's with some desert cream, which will help
Nice.
all the things. And so, like, her goal was to go to Zola and be like, "You didn't get this from me."
Nice.
All right, that sounds good. While she's applying it, we can have that go on. She can be there for this conversation.
Okay, cool.
Willow would ask, so what was that spell you cast last night that like stopped you from from those ropes from like restraining you?
It's a spell that allows me to just move freely. I don't really know the names of any of the things. I just kind of ask to be able to move, and then I can. I'm not really like Taratha. I don't really know the book stuff.
I was hoping that you'd be able to teach that trick to Zola, but if you don't know how to, how it works so well, that's all right.
I could teach her how to ask, but I don't know the mechanics. I don't know exactly all the pieces.
That's all right. That's all right. I'm kind of mad. I got to be honest. We got into kind of a bind last night, and at the first sign of trouble, Taratha just bounces.
Then she brought 5 more people.
It's true, but I feel like that the fight I just think would have gone even better if she was there. I don't think she needed to leave for 20, 30 minutes to go get backup.
Taratha doesn't much like being in confined spaces or places she can't move. I would imagine that she was actually relatively afraid, and that was her reaction. Not that she'd ever say that out loud, but
The
I'll
terrible
keep
fight at
that in
all
mind.
last night.
she would have if we
She
hadn't taken
started the fight.
that was actually Bane. Like, really.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I mean, yeah, what was it, a failed stealth check, right? That really started it up?
I hit a trap.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I mean, but like we were like in the middle of having a discussion, right? And then Tali was like, Taratha was like, I'm gonna cast a spell. And then that's what started the combat. But, it might have been brewing regardless. But,
Felt like it.
Oh, right, yeah.
Well, it's a good thing to keep in mind then. If we get into a similar situation, maybe we can expect, or at least maybe I should expect it, and then I can act accordingly.
There hadn't been backup, I think she likely would have had a different reaction, but because there were people that could get to us relatively quickly, I think ultimately if we had really gotten ourselves in a bind.
Yeah,
that would have
3
been
hypnotic patterns.
Yeah, I mean, if we, like you felt that fuzzy shit in your head. I felt that before, and then I can't move or do anything, and it's really, really weird. And I think.
I mean, I was affected by it, so I know what you're talking about. Thank goodness I got destroyed by.
Like like if we hadn't passed most of those, or if we had gotten taken like over, like if we and she hadn't got brought help, like that would have been really bad.
Yeah, I'm not necessarily. I guess it was probably an okay move to like get back up. Like if you're right. If we had gotten captured, it was better that Taratha is there. But also, if you're in the middle of a fight, right, suddenly losing a third of your power can also swing the fight, and so it's tricky.
Yes, she's not as good at communication as one would want her to be sometimes. Like, telling us that she was going to get help might have helped, but that's okay.
Yeah, I think it'll all be all right. But you doing okay? It's kind of a scary situation last night.
Oh, the desert's always like that. It's the city that's scary. The desert's relatively predictable.
All right then. Good talk.
Yeah, and then she'll Zola like make sure she knows how to use it and like when to use it, the lotion and stuff. So
Sounds good.
She doesn't. And then also has like a gigantic sun hat
Nice.
that looks a little bit ridiculous, but definitely will
I
help
feel
her
like it's her aesthetic though.
right?
Like she's not like totally showy, but I feel like she's like one of those like, high school girls that likes to wear sundresses type thing. Not
right.
all the time, but like when she wants to look cute, that's her go-to.
So she has like a nice big brimmed kind of straw hat, and that way she won't die in the sunlight today.
Nice. I will give her advantage on her con checks
Okay,
for that
great.
now.
Woohoo!
Taratha, what time do you start copying the spell? Because it's going to cost you 150 GP of materials plus 2 hours, I think. 1 second.
What level is this spell?
It's a level 3 spell.
Then it would be, I think, 200
hours?
GP and 4 hours, if I'm not mistaken.
I read 1 second. Oh no. So okay. So if everything's multiplied, it'd be because it says 50 GP per level plus 2 hours.
Oh yeah. No, you're right. 150 is right then. I was thinking that was 50 for cantrips, and then you add 50 from there. But it's 50 for the first level spells, and then you.
Yeah, I just forget whether or not the hours stack. Oh yeah, 2 hours per level of the spell, so it would take you a full 6 hours. So Taratha, do you start doing that overnight and then you do not take a long rest, or do you start it in the morning and you are going to be sitting during the caravan copying the spell?
I imagine I would probably. What time did we go to bed?
You went back to bed at around like 2 in the morning.
Okay. I probably what long rest is 6 hours. So yeah, I'd probably get up at 8 and start copying.
Okay. So close to the like after breakfast, but before you get back on the road, Zola knocks on your tiny hut door,
Come in.
and she'll walk in and she'll go, "Morning, Taratha. How are you?"
All right. Just studying.
You doing okay?
I'm doing all right. Yourself?
Just I'm good. I'm just making sure that, fighting all is tough, and I wanted to check in on you. Just like
Oh,
my aunt checks in on me.
here, pull out a notebook.
And she definitely has one on her person. Who the fuck am I talking about? Yeah, she pulls it out and she goes, what are we doing?
I'm going to teach you how to copy over a spell. You might not want to copy over this one. Maybe one day you can. But scrolls, they're useless. They're one time. They hold immense power, but then they dissipate. Um, Real power comes from the mind.
All right. I have a feeling you already made this decision before I have any say in it.
Oh, of course.
And she'll close her notebook and she goes, I don't like that.
Well, do you want to sit down and learn the spell with me?
Hmm. I think I want my scroll back, is what I'm thinking.
So you're telling me you'd rather deal in a temporary scroll rather than actually learning the magic behind it.
No, I'm just saying I don't like you deciding how to use my stuff without consulting me about it. And maybe when I'm a little less mad at you, we can copy the spell down.
That won't be necessary. Here you go.
And she'll take it back and go, thank you. And she'll look over and, you got any tea left?
Just finished.
I love it. And she'll pull the scroll away and she'll walk out looking a little kind of like she didn't like having to do that, but she's been kind of bullied a little by the caravan already, and she just did not want to get bullied by her friends. So she's conflicted, but overall feeling quite accomplished. Anything else before you head out for the day?
Nope.
All right. Let me just get a con check with advantage out of Zola. Hey, she needed that. Thank you, Tali. That turned a 2 into an 18 plus stuff. So
Woo!
dirty 20. So she's doing good. And I think at one point during the day, Cleek takes the little goggles off of his head and puts it on hers, and she suddenly is looking around a lot more as if she could see so much better with those on. And who is helping the caravan navigate to make sure that you are not going anywhere dangerous, making sure that so I'm going to need someone who does a perception check and someone who does a survival check.
I've got survival.
I'll take perception.
All right.
10. I rolled a nat 2.
Holy shit.
16.
All right. Here goes. You are walking quite some time during the day. It's probably around 6 o'clock, so it's getting close to the point where you are getting ready to settle in. You know that you would make it to the city early in the morning tomorrow, but you just can't chance overnight travel in the desert. Willow, you're feeling good. You're keeping people out of trouble. You're making sure to stay away from any sort of you see a couple of, a school of land whales off in the distance, so you nudge them over to, a little bit further east. But then, Tali, you take a step and you feel the water wobble not the water,
We're in an ocean. Oh my god.
You feel the sand wobble under your feet, and there's a certain it's solid-ish, but it's kind of like walking on very hard jello, you realize. And then you turn around, and you at one of the horses who starts to whinny in panic. And as it's moving, as it's running, not necessarily running around, but it's rearing up on its hind legs. And let's just see. Yeah, the driver is doing just kind of completely taken aback. And as it's moving, it's sinking deeper into the sand. And you realize, you've only seen this in marshes, so it's strange for this to be in the desert. But you realize all around you is quicksand.
Okay, I'm going to utilize whatever kind of emergency kind of communication system they have, whether that is just kind of calmly saying this to the next person next to her, we'll say it to the next person next to them, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Or because I don't want to shout it out because I don't want to startle anyone.
Yeah, and you would know that moving a lot right now is a bad choice.
Right, so I'm not going to do that, and I'm going to make an animal handling check for the horse.
Sounds good.
Which is going to be a 19 on the die, 29.
Oh yeah, you calm that horse right down. Now it's only sunk up to about its ankles in the quicksand. So
Right.
it's still a lot to even just move your feet up that much, but it's not deadly at this point for the horse.
Great.
Who wants to do a nature check to figure out the best way to handle this?
I think we have a nature expert here and wizard.
I got a crit.
Nice. Okay.
Woo!
So, You know that quicksand is formed when there's a large amount of water underneath the surface, and the quicksand is only able to kind of take hold of people when they do a lot of movement, and then the sand kind of it loosens and then reforms around it, kind of like this kind of cement grip. And once you're up to like knee level, it's like trying to pull, like use your feet to pull up a car with how stuck you are. It is possible to wiggle your way out if with little movements, allowing the sand to reform underneath you. So you would be able to coach someone out of getting, like anyone who's stuck, you're going to be able to coach them out. It's just going to take an hour per feet they're sunk in order to do that. The other thing is, now that you're looking around, because I'm giving you with this, it's a pretty large quicksand kind of area right now. You realize that you are like it's kind of like coming upon like a sinkhole in a way. Like it seemed okay, and then suddenly now that you're looking like holy shit. So you could do a perception check.
How large?
Give me a perception check to see, because it's still very difficult. Like you're going to have to I'm imagining Taratha's going to like fly up and poke at the ground until you're able to figure out how far it spans.
Yeah, not the good. Us 10.
At least 200 feet. You don't know how far. You could take some time. You could take some extra time to do it, if you wanted to, quote unquote, take 10, and then figure it out.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay, so if you take 10 as the base, what is your modifier for perception?
17.
Okay. From the point that you are in, it's a 500-foot radius around you. How much quicksand there is.
I have a question for you. Would destroy water work on this?
Yes, but I don't know its radius.
Yeah, I just wanted to at its base before I went and looked it up if it would be possible. So I'm just gonna do that while other people are doing other.
You destroy up to 10 gallons. Alternatively destroy 5. Yeah, so you would not be able to. I'm gonna say you could destroy a 10-foot cube with that, because it's not all water. So I would say that there's like with each of that you would be, but that's a first level thing. So you won't be able to destroy enough water to get people out. But that is a way that you could get people freed very quickly if they get stuck. Because at least that point, they don't have to wait an hour just to get them, out of the thing.
Right.
How many people are there?
So all named NPCs. So Cleek. So this is excluding Cleek, Akadito, Zola, and Bing Bam. But 20 non-named NPCs and 10 horses.
Plus well, there goes my idea.
Yeah. But you also would know at this point that Cleek and Akadito can fly.
I was going to cast Levitate on everybody and then kick them across.
Ha! You can do that with some of them. But then the other thing is, what about the cargo?
Fuck material possessions.
That, no one else will be cool with that. Are we all in? Are we all, like, is the whole caravan in that 200-foot radius right there? Or
500-foot radius, yeah.
500-foot radius? We're all in it already?
Yep. Sorry, Eric, that's what that perception check got you. You were able to, your survival check tally noticed what was going on before anyone got kind of caught up in it. So.
Okay, I have a question for you. If I upcast create or destroy water, and also at higher levels when you cast a spell slot, however you create or destroy 10 additional gallons, size of increase, or the size of the cube increases by 5 feet for each.
Yeah, so it would just be another 10. It's like no different than casting it, a first level twice.
No, because it said it said an additional 10. For some reason I think it was 1 gallon, but it's not 1 gallon, is it?
Yeah.
So,
oh,
okay.
No, an additional 10. No, you're right. That would actually be so. It's you create up to 10 gallons. 1 second. You destroy water. You create. Destroy up to 10 gallons of water. Yeah, no, it would just be the same, because you could destroy up to 10 gallons of water in an open container within range.
Yeah, it's also a. Oh, do destroy fog. It's also a 30-foot cube or add 5 feet. So I could add. So like, if I did that 30-foot cube, is that better than the 10 gallons?
Well, why? You can't. That's fog. That's not water. Like fog has a lot less concentrated water than the water in the like underneath the surface. So just upcasting it would just mean that you're burning a higher level spell slot to do what level 1 will do. So like you could burn 1 level 2 or 2 level 1s.
But in theory, if you burned like, I don't know, like 2 level 5s, that would be like a lot, right? I don't know.
Right. So I'm
Yeah.
what I'm doing is I'm mathing it out to see if I used every single
Right.
spell slot, how much could I get away? Like how much could I do? So that's
Okay.
I just wanted to know because I'm gonna
Yes.
calculate it out because
If you could-
the
Yeah.
goods are important and they're not gonna leave them here. So
Absolutely. And the fact that you're able to do like it's a 10-foot cube, not just a 10-foot like square. You know what I mean? Like, a 10-foot line. So because it's a cube, you're able to get the carriages to walk forward. So if you're able to get to 500
okay.
with that math, then yeah.
I
So
will.
one level
Yeah,
5 would be 50,
I
two level 5 would, yeah.
I will calculate it out right now. Give me
Okay.
just a hot minute. Okay, I can do 41.
That gets you pretty darn close.
So that gets
That's
like most of them
90.
out too, right? Because if the whole caravan is in it,
Yeah,
I
and
might
you know
be able
what?
to get some of
What
them
I
all the
would
way out.
Well, what I would say is like I think what you could also do is like skip 5 feet every time. In a way that like I'm not saying you could skip 5 feet every time, but you could cast it so that there's like a foot in between to get you that extra 90 feet with that, because you're not like you don't have to necessarily cast it like bumper to bumper the whole time. Like no, like a wheel is not going to sink in if because the contact point is a good couple inches at least, and that over 41 feet, or
Yeah,
41
410.
yeah.
Yeah, it's 410. I'm 90 feet off.
Yeah. So yeah, you will be able to, if you spend all those spell slots, you are going to solve the quicksand puzzle real good.
Well, I can't wait for the next fight. I mean, we won't have any of your spell slots, but at least you do a lot of melee attacks already, so we got that going for us.
Yeah, I won't be using any of my divine or channel divinities either, so I still have some actions that I can take to like heal and stuff. And I have healer too, which will anyway. Other things that I can do.
If Kelly allows the Unearthed Arcana, they did add a thing for clerics to exchange their whatchamacallits. What are they called?
Channel divinities for an extra spell.
Channel divinities for spell slots.
Okay, well, I'm not going to do that yet.
Sounds good.
Yeah. No,
if I can get away with using every spell slot but not my channel divinity, I'm gonna do that. But I will do that. Well, because for her, her biggest thing is not right. The caravan is her main concern here. So, yeah, she will do that.
I love it. Yeah, Tali pretty much single-handedly saves the caravan with that. Not only just in noticing what was going on, but also getting you all out. And Bing Bam does kind of like a dive bomb hug onto you, like he jumps off of the little carriage seat and gives you a hug. And he goes, "Oh man, I miss this."
Yeah, I should come out more often.
Yeah. And just give me a con check because you blew everything in this time. And usually you have like, because magic like takes up your energy. So I just want to see how Tali's feeling after
I
just
thought
blowing.
it takes up God's energy.
That's a
I
dirty
know,
20.
I know. I'm just joking.
It's a dirty 20.
Nice. You are taking this like a champ. Like, yeah, you might be sweating a little bit, but you are so good right now. It's actually a pretty good day. And Bing Bam will nudge you and he goes, "When we get to the city, get you a nice dinner on me." He did us a big favor, Tali.
Well, all in a day's work. That's why we're all part of the same fam.
What's everyone's passive perceptions?
17.
15.
All right. All of you hear this kind of odd, melancholic singing sound. Very unearthly, very strange. And catching, like, kind of, it catches your ear. And then, Willow, you look to your right and you see someone you've never seen before. In fact, like they're standing like uncomfortably close to you. What do you do?
So, like, okay. So, someone I've never seen before is standing right next to me walking in the caravan.
Yes.
And with my passive perception, I'm trying to gauge this is like a confidence check. like, I'm not rolling a dice. I'm asking you. Like,
no, this is
like, how big is this caravan? Like,
Oh,
I would notice, right? Somebody, or like, if I didn't notice somebody, it would be weird, right?
Correct. And it's a female. She's just like she doesn't look threatening. She's wearing wizard's robe. She just looks like very prim and pristine and no nonsense sort of deal, but you've never seen her before.
Who else is around me?
Give me a perception check.
Okay. 22.
There is a whole crowd of people you don't recognize.
Are we in the city, or are we just we're in the middle of the desert, and I'm in a crowd of people all of a sudden?
Yep.
What?
Yep.
I'll ask the wizard what's going on, and I'll look for Zola, who should be riding on a camel somewhere nearby.
Just pause for a second on that. Taratha, you are also caught up by this song. And when you're actually taking your concentration's broken when a stranger next to you asks what's going on.
I have no idea.
Willow, they respond, "I have no idea."
It's hard to kind of metagame this.
Yeah. So long story short, none of you recognize each other. You don't recognize anyone around you.
I'm going to attempt to sending to I'm gonna attempt to. One sec. I gotta look at my scribe mark thing. I think I could do. I want to cast like sending to Zola or just mind link with Zola.
Okay. Roll me a con check.
That'll be 8 plus 2, 10.
Yeah. Do you even have a niece? Like I think your body like naturally tries to make this connection. Like like one half of your brain is trying to like jog the other half of your brain to remember what's going on. But the connection is not made. And
All right, so the Kalistar part of my brain is gonna kick in.
Yep.
Because it knows that this is not right.
Yep.
And I'm gonna look for the source of the singing because that's the connection I think Willow is making. This is some trick is being pulled on our minds, and
yeah.
I'm gonna go look for the source of the singing, I guess.
Okay, we'll pause there. Tali, you suddenly have a gnome on you that is hugging you, that has their face right next to yours. What do you do?
A gnome?
Yep.
Does it look like a kid?
Give me a perception check.
That's gonna be 23.
It's an adult. You don't recognize him though.
Who are you?
What do you mean, who am I?
I mean, I don't recognize you.
He starts laughing. Like, what? And then after a couple of big hearty laughs, he stares and he goes, "You're being serious, aren't you?"
Real serious, yeah.
It's Bing Bam, your old bud.
Are my memories, my recollections are gone? Essentially?
They say this name and you believe that they believe, but nothing is happening like in that jogs your memory of a Bing Bam.
No, do I know why I'm here? Do I recognize my surroundings?
So it would not be out of the norm for you to be out here. You do not remember like kind of what led you up to this point. It's like waking up, from a dream and just kind of forgetting where you are, you know, in that moment. But it's an elongated moment. That kind of relief and remembering. Oh yeah, I'm at my grandma's house, um, but that moment does not come.
I think I found myself in a little bit of a strange space. Because I'm not entirely sure why I'm here.
We're going to Bucral to sell stuff like we always do, Tali. And he
Do I recognize my own name?
yeah, you recognize your own name. And he's
Okay.
like looking around, and you see that he's noticing that like you're not the only one. Not everyone is acting strange to him. Because he's going over to a couple of people, like pulling them over, going like they don't remember anything. Who? Oh no, another one. Just kind of now he's like picking out who seems to be lost and who seems to know what they're about right now. Taratha, what do you do?
I'm going to make an Arcana check.
Okay.
13.
Yeah, this is strange. This is definitely magical. You also probably imagine that the water got here by magical means. You can't confirm whether or not these two things are related, but there's two very magical things happening right now.
I'm going to fly up and see if it's like an area of effect thing. Like once I get outside of the, would I like no longer be under the effects of the spell?
All right. How high do you fly up?
I imagine I would go about as high as 150 feet.
Okay. Give me a perception check.
26.
Okay. Also, Willow, give me a perception check as you kind of come up to the first hill.
22.
Okay. Taratha and Willow see this at just about the same time. You see this large beast with multiple heads, all they look like they're howling. And with your perception check, you know, both above a 20, you could tell that this thing is the thing that is creating the song.
How far away is this thing?
It's about a mile away. And it's a downhill mile, which is why Willow is still able to see them.
Gotcha.
Wait, so am I next to anybody right now?
Nope, because Kalishtar mind took over. So I'm going to say, like, your Kalishtar mind is allowing you to rationally think about how to, to solve this thing, but your weird mind, addled mind, is not able to kind of piece together who's who. Oh yeah, water walk. I was hoping someone would use water walk, but I liked Tali's solution.
I guess it's time to go fight.
There's a
I'm gonna fly towards it.
Give me an intelligence check, the both of you.
21.
20. Wow, 19.
Nice.
Natural 19.
All right. Both of you cover your ears briefly, like as you're staring at it. And as you block out the song, you feel these fuzzy bits of your memory just start kind of building themselves up and back into your brain. You're like, oh yeah, I'm in a caravan and I'm here with my friends and we fought drow last night. And it doesn't come out all at once, but it starts slowly bringing itself back. So you can still fight it, but you also could cover your ears.
I'm gonna put wax in my ears.
All right.
Yeah, is there do I have anything on me that I could use to cover my ears?
You could probably put something together. There's like, oh yeah, definitely. There's taffy.
Okay, I guess I'll put taffy in my ears, I guess.
Hey,
And
it
I'll
works
yell
just as well
out
as
to the
everything else.
crowd for them to cover their ears.
Sure. Give me a persuasion check. Because like right now, they're like, they're some of them are kind of panicking at this point.
13.
Yeah, so you're able to convince a few that are affected by the sound. Some of them who have a low passive perception cover their ears, and then in about like 2 or 3 minutes, they're able to get everyone's ears covered. I forgot there's a window in my bedroom, so she can still see people outside. What was I gonna say? So yeah, you feel Zola mind link with you, Willow, and she goes, "What's going on?" Chloe.
She'll just respond some sort of bullshit.
And she goes, "Why are we covering our ears?"
Otherwise, you can't think straight. Something's out. Something with a bunch of heads is trying to confuse people with its song.
Ugh. All right. Are we just gonna walk by and hope nothing happens?
Yeah, I'll keep my eye on it.
All right. And you all continue. Are you going to attempt to essentially walk out of the creature's radius and then settle for the night? Or are you going to try and engage with the creature at any point?
I would like to talk to Tolly and Taratha about that if possible.
All right, so I'm going to say
I can mind link.
Yeah, that's the thing. So it'll just be one two person conversation, but you could still have it. Go for it.
I'll talk to Tolly first. Do you think we should take care of that thing before we rest for the night? It seems like it's kind of dangerous.
Do I know who this is now?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it takes about like 5 minutes of walking before everything comes back to you.
Gotcha. Do you think it's following us?
I think it could.
Was anyone hurt?
Not yet.
I think it would be best to keep walking and then stay vigilant. Sometimes things in the desert, you don't need to kill them, you just need to keep going.
All right. I'll follow that.
And then what do you say to Taratha?
No, Taratha thinks that we should just walk by this thing and stay vigilant. What do you think?
I'm already on my way there.
To the thing?
The thing, or to like maybe we should do that together then?
Oh, come along. It'll be joyous. But I should be fine.
Feeling all right there?
Oh, perfectly fine. I'm just going to go shut it up.
Are you gonna go cast silence on the thing? Eric asks Corey.
Corey says he doesn't have silence. But I do have polymorph.
Sorry.
You can only mind link to one person at a time, right? So I didn't hear any of that. I just want to make sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I would inform you of that. So you are aware of what Taratha plans to do.
Really think we should leave it alone.
Taratha really thinks we should leave it alone. Or Tolly thinks we really should leave it alone.
And I completely agree. I'm just going to go have it shut up for a little bit of time, and we get past, and then after an hour or so, they goes back into being whatever strange kind of beast it is.
Don't you think that's a little antagonistic?
I think what it's doing to us is rather antagonistic, don't you think?
I don't disagree, but it's also kind of like a beast or whatever, and it could like kill us or something.
Yes, but I could also just have it, basically put it to sleep, and it's in a weird way, and we just move on, and then after an hour it pops back and it can do whatever it wants. If it wants to then hunt us down, then, well, we'll deal with that when that comes up.
Assuming you relay that to Tolly, Tolly will, well, if If Taratha's confident that she can take care of it on her own, I say, let's stay here.
All right. I guess that's what we're doing then.
All right. Taratha, as you are approaching it, because
I've got an AFK for just a second. I'm sorry.
That's cool. As you are getting close to this thing, you notice one of the heads is heading right in your direction, and it's able to extend itself a surprising amount. Do you continue to get close to it?
Cast invisibility on myself.
Okay. A second. I just want to see if it's able to do anything with that.
Blind sight, maybe.
Yeah, I'm just seeing if it has any of those things. Okay. How close do you get to it?
I have to get 60 feet in order to cast polymorph.
When you are 120 feet from it, you notice that it's still coming after you. So are you still? So we're not even 120. Actually, when you're within 120 feet of it, it starts coming for you again.
One sec. Do you want to do initiative just so we're not
We are, but I'm just seeing if you're still going for this before.
Yeah, I'm feeling ballsy. Let's do it.
Okay, sounds good. What's it called? Rest of the crew, are you going to be
Are we even
following?
nearby?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm not nearby, then I'm not nearby.
40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 1, 5, 10, 50. Holy shit, exactly 120. I am good. Anyway. I am just going to make mob 1 or mob 2 the thing. Ooh. Second. Okay. So it is 120 feet from you. Let's roll initiative.
Just
Taratha and the thing.
That's
it's the thing.
An 18.
All right. You go before it. Let me just Taratha and the Hydra. What do? It is 120, so the body itself is actually another 120 feet back. This is just one of all 4 of its heads are coming after you.
So, weird question.
Mm-hmm.
How far can it extend its head, do you think?
Oh, I'm not telling you that, but so far it's extended its head at least 120 feet.
So, the head is the head away from you currently?
I'm sorry?
How far is the head away from me currently?
All 4 heads are currently 120 feet from you.
Gotcha. This is gonna be fun. This is gonna be real fun. I don't know how this is gonna go. I don't really care. I am going to move up. How much do I want to move up? I'll move up 30 feet.
Okay.
And then as an action, fuck it. I don't really care anymore. One sec, I just need to look up the spell. Beautiful. And then as my action, I'm going to cast Resilient Sphere on myself.
Nice. And what does that do?
I'm invulnerable to everything.
I'm pretty sure. What's the thing called?
It's 5th spell.
Resilient
level
sphere.
5 spells in
Nothing,
the lower.
not physical objects, energy, or other spell effects can pass through the barrier in or out.
Okay, 1 second.
The sphere is immune to all damage, and a creature or object inside can't be damaged by attacks or effects originating from outside, nor can a creature inside the sphere damage anything outside of it.
Okay, so it's pretty much just a bubble that neither you nor it can take damage while you are in the bubble.
Yes.
Okay. Sounds good. Are you essentially waiting for the heads to make it your way? Or are you gonna do it because it's the heads
more or less? I mean, yeah, more or less. Or my next turn, I'll be within 60 feet of it, and then I can drop concentration and cast polymorph.
Okay, so it'll take 2 turns to get to you. 5. All right, we'll just count 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. Okay. And before it does that, just so you know, it but all 4 mouths open, and this kind of wave of force energy makes the bubble kind of reverberate around you. And that's its turn.
Sorry, how far away is it again?
60. Like, if you wait for it to get closer, like, do you wait for exact 60, or do you wait for it to get close to you?
I'm waiting for exactly 60.
All right. It is your turn now.
Cool. I'm going to drop concentration, and I'm going to cast polymorph on the creature.
All right. Are you going to use
I'm going to... Yeah, I'm going to make it roll a 6.
All right. What about legendary resistances? If this false hydra fails a saving throw, it could choose to succeed instead.
Then that overrides support.
All right. So it succeeds. Do you do anything else with your turn?
I'll move back 30 feet.
All right. It's going to move up 30 feet, so I'm just going to essentially say you are still the same distance, even though both of you have moved. And then it is going to make a sonic pulse, or sonic blast, rather, I'm sorry. I need you to give me a Constitution saving throw.
That's going to be an unnatural 20.
Okay, 1 second. So you're going
Thank God for Resilient Con.
You're going to take half damage on that. 1 second. You take half of 28, so 14 damage. What do you do?
I am going to cast polymorph again.
All right. Do you use portent?
No, but I might deduct depending on what the rule is.
Sounds good. That is, you said con save, is it, or what is it? I'm sorry.
Wisdom.
That is a 17.
Gonna use one of my diviner dice to reduce it by 4.
All right, then it uses legendary resistance again.
And then I'll move back 30 feet.
And it'll move up 30 feet. 1 second. It's frustrating because it has the movement for like itself, but it does not show the movement for the heads. So I just have to assume that it's, the same as its regular movement. But anyway, let me just see if it... Okay, it's going to dash towards you. So now it is 30 feet away from you.
Beautiful.
Wait, no, it'd be up on you because it dashes. My mistake.
Yeah.
All right, and then give me 1 second.
Are Bane and I aware of anything that's going on? How far away is this?
You could see this happening, but you are like a mile away. 1 second. Head can recoil its body or you shoot the foe. Oh shit! Yeah, no, it can absolutely hit you. That is incredible.
Bring it on. Let's do it.
So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. Okay. So I'm going to say this whole time the body's here, but the heads are in melee range of you. And it is going to make 5 attacks. All right, so.
Fuck yeah.
First attack is a 29.
Okay. That does hit.
Uh-huh.
But I'm going to use my cloak.
Uh-huh.
Which lets me expend a charge, and I get to teleport 30 feet away.
Okay. Sounds good. Give me one moment. I am going to roll the damage for that one. $23, and you are grappled. 1 second.
I teleported though.
Yep, I just need to. Okay, that is fine. And then it is going to Sonic Pulse at you, which is smaller. I need you to 1 second. Oh, you just take it. Holy crap.
I thought that was a con check.
That's a different one. There's the Sonic Blast, which has a recharge and is a lot more deadlier than this one. The Sonic Pulse, however, is not as deadly. Seven, 11, 13, 18 damage. But that is its turn.
Cool. So I'm 30 feet away from it now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to back up another 30 feet, so now I'm 60 feet away, and I'm going to try to cast Polymorph again.
All right. That is a 14, and it will use its last legendary resistance.
Motherfucker.
It has 3 of them.
Wait, what did it use the second one on?
So far, he's tried to cast 3 polymorphs, and between.
Oh, it's 3 polymorphs. I thought it had only been 2. My bad.
No, this is a 3rd one. What do you do?
Well, I'm 60 feet away. I've used my movement, used my action. That's my turn.
It goes up to you. The heads do, at least. They extend. One more time. Let's see if it recharges its thing. Oh, man, it does. And actually, shit, I should have been doing this. Because I have not been using its legendary action. So its first legendary action is going to be this. Oh, no. Its legendary action is... Nope, we're good. 1 second. 3, 2. Alright, so no, that's something separate. Its legendary action is 1 bite on you. And that's a crit. That's 20. Well, yeah. I really hope you have a lot of HP left.
How much is it?
Well, base 8d8 plus 5.
Hey, y'all, sorry.
So from its legendary action, that's 49 damage.
Holy shit.
It crit on you.
Well, I'm going to use my cloak and thank God that halves the damage. Fuck.
Yep. Let's pause because the crew have seen at this point that Taratha, because you're like, all right, cast polymorph. Wow, it's doing a good. Wow. Okay, this is bad. What are you all doing?
I'm getting closer, I guess. With the dash action, I can move 100 feet per round.
100 feet per round. I'm going to say, because you're about a mile away, though.
Well, we're gonna. I mean, I assume I won't have to make a con check to run a mile.
No, but what I'm saying is. Yeah, but what I'm saying is, Taratha, it'll take you, even if we run really fast. I'm gonna say you're gonna get there in 5 minutes just by hauling ass. but that's still 5 minutes. So you won't be.
Now I'm just curious. 1 sec. You keep going, but I'm just curious now.
Yeah. Yeah. If you do math to tell me that I'm wrong, that's fine. I'm just trying to think of like what, like an average person can run a mile in 10 minutes. So.
I mean, all right. So I've been running lately, so I guess it's on my mind. But I run like 2 miles in like 15 minutes. So like.
I know, but that's what.
But
Like,
anyway,
an
and
average
I'm
person
very
does not.
average. But
I'm thinking of like
all
the
right,
average
so
like high schooler, because like I just remember like in high school anything above like anything less than 10 minutes was above average.
I mean, 5 minutes sounds about reasonable. Like, right, like 4-minute miles, like very good, right? So, you know, give me just a second. It would take 52.8 rounds, so 53 rounds for me to do it.
Yeah, sorry.
So about 5 minutes, right?
52.
Sorry, I just talked for a while without having my thing on. I wanted to do the math because I thought it was interesting.
Seconds.
Yeah, no.
Well, guys, there are 10 rounds in a minute.
Holy
So
shit,
yeah.
I'm really
so 5
proud.
minutes is about right.
Yeah, sorry, I was just very proud of my math.
That actually makes me think that they've that the dash speed is a little off, because I would imagine, like, for instance, like a fighter at level 11 or 10 or 11 should be able to do that too, but they can't, because like
I mean they're also wearing a lot of armor, so they're able to move all that plus.
That's true.
Because like,
but they only have 30 feet of movement, even if they're unarmored, right?
Well, I
Like,
mean, honestly, this all comes down to 5e mechanics not having as much flexibility, like not having as many details as previous editions. Like, there used to be that ability to take strength checks that would allow you to run faster like that, but 5e doesn't have them. So that's like, whatever, right?
Yeah. And now it is the Hydra's turn. And guess what, Corey? It's got 5 attacks. Let me just pull.
I am 90 feet away, by the way.
How? You're grappled.
My cloak.
What does a cloak do? Describe it.
When an attack hits, I can expend a charge, and I get to teleport.
You're back.
30 feet away.
And how many? It only hit you once, though, so you're only 20 feet. I mean, 30 feet from it right now.
But I was 60 feet away originally.
And then it came up to you and bit you again. It can move up to its full extension.
How do these heads work? I'm confused by how these heads work, but that's perfectly fine.
A head can recoil into its body or shoot to the full range as a move action. The head's movement can provoke an attack of opportunity, and all parts of the head and neck can be targeted if extended. So it could move, which I think is incredible, and this is why it's as dangerous as it is. It can move, these heads as a move action can move 240 feet.
That is absolutely insane. Anyways, wherever I was, I'm now 30 feet away.
Okay. So then it is going to, and how many charges does the cloak have?
It has right now it has 3 charges.
Okay, so you
I have used 2 of them.
Yes, I just wanted to confirm that we have the numbers right. Okay. And it's going to make actually, I think it knows the order at this point. So first it's going to do a sonic pulse at you. Because it's a very intelligent creature. It's actually more intelligent than you are, Corey. Because it has
Wow, just burn Corey like that. Jesus.
Its intelligence is 21, and his character's intelligence can be 20 at best.
I'm joking, because you said it's more intelligent than you, Corey, not Taratha.
Yeah. But yeah.
You see this goblin here? It's smarter than you are, Leia. It's just a funny way of phrasing it, that's all. Made me laugh. That's a good thing.
It is going to do force damage on you from the sonic blast. That's 6, 10, 13, 14, 15 force damage.
I'm knocking on death's door, baby.
And then it is going to make a bite attack at you. Hey, that's a 3 on the dice. but
that is not going to do it.
Well, it has how many? 1 second. 4 more attacks. That's a 2.
I'm most likely fucked.
That's a 2 on the dice. I'm gonna keep rolling this shitty dice that's been dicking this Hydra over. 2 more rolls. 17?
I'm gonna cast shield.
Okay.
Haven't you used your reaction already though? For your cloak thing?
No, that was the other round.
Okay.
Yeah, that was on his. Well, no, it made a legendary action at you, which is part of the round, so you can't reaction shield.
But I thought that was part of my turn. It was part of my turn, and then the round reset when it went to their turn.
No, a reaction.
That's my presumption.
No, a reaction is a round. So it made a legendary action on you, which you expended a charge to go away from.
Right, I thought that was the end of the last round, though. Sorry.
No. We're still.
Because you were forgetting to use those.
Yes, but that was a couple rounds ago. So it used a legendary action on the most recent round to bite you, which you then used your cloak to get away from. Then it did a sonic pulse, and then started making attacks at you.
Right. What I'm saying is, and maybe I'm wrong about the order here.
You are first.
Is that so? I get that.
Yeah.
So, but because I just had my turn,
yeah,
I used my cloak last round, so I have not used my reaction yet. Reaction. That's why we had the confusion around whether I was like 90 feet away or 30 feet.
I think we're mixing rounds because it's so quick. Like, because you
Yes,
you were continuously trying to get further away, you would have, and it bit you as its last legendary action. You then move 30 feet away, so you used your reaction already. Then it's its turn, and then on that turn it used Sonic Pulse, and then moved to attack you, on which it missed 3 of them. So we've got 1 more attack left on whether it'll hit you, but you would not be able to use shield because you already used your reaction with your cloak.
That's fine. I'm just confused about the order here.
Yeah. Does a 24 hit?
Yes, it does. Is it more than 2 damage?
Oh, wow. Almost max damage. On 4d8, it rolled 8877.
Yeah, I'm down.
And on the last one, it takes Taratha in its mouth and just starts wiggling her back and forth like a dog with like a rope. Let's just see. Oh, you're so lucky. Anyway, Willow and Tali, what do you do as you see Taratha?
Can we see
I
that?
mean,
It's
do
like
we
a mile
see that?
away?
Yeah, it's a long ways away. We have no ability to see
Yes,
any
but
of
I
this.
already made it clear that you were able to see it when it was a mile away, which is how you knew that this thing.
Well, we can see it getting closer, but we can't
it's
necessarily
downhill,
see it.
It's a downhill thing, so you're constantly running downhill, so you are constantly able to see it.
I'm also solidly behind, for the record.
Yeah.
Because I'm moving 100 feet per round. You're moving, what, 60?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine. I can do nothing. I have no, like, that's great. I look at them and I watch it happen. That's what I'm doing.
Alright, give me 1 second. I need to see how many spell slots this fucker has. Oof. You are lucky, Corey, that I threw this in the, threw these characters in here. Willow, you see, Cleek, appear on the Hydra's head as, and actually 1 second. We have to see how this goes, so let me just roll initiative for him. Alright. Taratha, make me a death save.
Fail.
Alright. In addition to that, at the end, because you are ending your turn in its mouth, You take 13 bludgeoning damage at melee, so that's 2 fails.
I'm dead.
Yep. Next up is Cleek, who teleports onto the Hydra's head and holds on to your dead body. Then the thing is going to make 5 attacks on him. I sure hope he's got a lot of HP, because that's 4 attacks that hit. So that is, oh, shit, 20d8. 1 second. God, that is incredible. I really hope he has a lot of HP. 1 second. Sorry, bear with me 1 second. I just have to see what HP that someone at this level would have. Bless. Alright, he takes 120 damage, by the way, from all of those. And then, he teleports back to the caravan. You, Tali and Willow, you see this happen. You don't know where he ended up, but you can probably imagine where he ended up. Do you keep going towards the Hydra, or are you running away from it?
I'm turning around.
Okay. Taratha.
I'll jog to catch up to Tali, but I want to keep an eye on the thing, because I don't want it to get. I want to make sure that if it's going to start approaching sooner, that we have, that we know.
Yep. What was I gonna say? Yeah, it does not see you. It rolled like shit on its perception check, because it's mad that its lunch just got snatched from its mouth. But it is walking around trying to find whatever happened, but it is not noticing you all. Taratha, give me a perception check.
Dead.
I know, but give me a perception check.
22.
All right. You open your eyes, and you're very unfocused at first, and as your eyes open, you watch a diamond, a gorgeous, beautiful, large diamond, just turn into dust as it sprinkles down on your face as Akadito cast Revivify on you. And he looks at you and goes, "That was stupid."
Maybe.
You are fortunate. Cleek saved your life.
I was this close.
Do not make me regret us saving you. And he'll turn away and he'll put a hand on Cleek's shoulder, who looks fucked up, but then almost immediately heals back to full. And he will walk out. I'm going to just say, Tali and Willow, you run / jog back to where Taratha is. What do y'all do?
I will likely look at Taratha, look away, and just go do something else.
That's kind of my mood too. I'll go hang out with Zola.
What's going on, Aunt Willow?
But we're just hanging out. We're traveling through.
All right. And she'll kind of put her fingers in her ears because she's still getting the taffy out at this point, and she'll go, "I think I'm all deserted out."
Well, we're almost done.
Yeah.
We're not even halfway there.
No, you're getting there in the morning. y'all set up camp.
I guess then we have to go back.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like we're not even halfway finished. Like we haven't even made it
from
to that
Zola's perspective, right? We're gonna get to our destination and then we'll have a chill pill for a little bit.
That's fair. Yeah, that's true.
Yep. So yeah. Do you all talk to each other during while camp is getting set up? I'm going to say like there's no combats or encounters left until you get to the city. So is there anything you would want to do before you get to the city?
No, I'm good.
I'll make sure I have the like address and shit for the plants that I'm supposed to deliver if they're having me deliver those fucking plants to somebody else. If they're not, then I won't I will ask about where the plants are going and if I'm taking them there or if that is somebody else.
Oh yeah, no, that's just stuff that gets sold. Like it's a special order and people pick up their special orders.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah. Then nope.
All right. Then at that point, we'll just say that not tomorrow, next week we'll start off with the party entering the city.
Neat.
Cool.
Thanks, Kelly.
Yeah, I wasn't quite. That definitely wasn't how I was expecting the Hydra fight to go. Let's be real. That thing, it's weird. With the necks because you can move the neck 240 feet. But I mean, granted, it's a challenge 14 monster. So I get it, but also it's incredible. But that's all. So thoughts?
It is interesting. Something I brought up earlier about like how it's harder to keep track of like it's weird. Like a lot of things like become more difficult when you're playing online that aren't just like, oh no, now we can't see each other or whatever, but like, or oh, the map is like difficult, but like also just things like keeping the right order of of like the characters, right? Yeah. It's like things like that seem more difficult when you're not in person. It's interesting.
Mm-hmm. Here's a question that I have. Because like I mean, no offense to Corey, it's a dope move to go to a Hydra alone. Does it feel cheap? Because like, and kind of full disclosure, both Cleek and Akadito are very high level, whatever they are is right now. You don't know what they are necessarily. I mean, maybe Taratha could put together what Akadito is. But does it feel cheap when NPCs bail PCs out? And I guess it kind of depends on the context as well.
Yeah, I would say it depends on the context. I think it largely depends on like whether or not there's like a good narrative reason. I think that's just kind of like maybe a good scapegoat answer in general for D&D. Is there a good narrative reason for why this is happening?
Sorry, I was clapping at my dog so she would stop barking, but it's not working.
It's all good.
Yeah. Let's talk about what else is difficult / different with playing online versus in person.
I can't keep track of shit.
Yeah. Oh wait.
For me, it's like, I don't know. I like the energy's different. You know what I mean? Like I like to play D&D in part because like I'm in a room surrounded by people. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I feel like that's more difficult when you're playing online.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like it's like there's just like less of that mood, I guess.
The aura. As much as I hate to invoke. God. Who's that? Like, starts with a B, doesn't it?
Bordeaux?
No, not that one. The aura.
Yeah.
Replication.
Fuck. Bakhtin?
That sounds right.
I don't know if it's
Maybe not Bakhtin. Oh, Benjamin. Benjamin
Yes,
talked about the aura.
thank you. Yeah.
I guess for me, I think I'm not saying aura is the wrong word necessarily, but it's like.
But I was thinking of like the audience response, like the immediate / feedback loop of laughter and stuff in a theater.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess there is that. I guess like that feedback loop kind of thing. Though that aura, I guess, is more talking about like wanting to experience everything with the people around you. I think of like we're human beings, right? We like this is gonna sound stupid or contrite, I guess, but we like to be around other human beings. I think, and like physically, and that's one of the things that I really like about D&D. Right? It's like it's not playing like League of Legends, from across the states, right? It's like being in a room a lot of times. Obviously you can't play online, but like it can be like playing a game in a room with people you love, enjoying co-presence,
Mm-hmm.
And I think like that's like the biggest thing that's lost in the online play for me is like that it can be hard to like get that feeling of like we're in a room together doing a thing together a little bit for me.
Yeah, I find it hard, much harder to feel like I am a part of an actual as opposed to a disembodied community. It happens in like these snippets of moments as opposed to just kind of like being kind of the background feeling that you get when you're in person.
What about I mean this might be Leia's gem right now, but like ways that you've noticed people adapting play and adapting kind of like their norms to online. Like how like I feel like I've changed. I can't necessarily say what exactly off the top of my head, but I feel like my DMing style has needed to adjust. And whether or not I've adjusted yet is another story, but I feel like what, was working before is not necessarily working now. So I'm not quite sure what changes other people have seen from their analog groups transitioning to digital.
I think one thing I've noticed, and like from just like the couple weeks we've done it for when I'm DMing, is I feel like my players are more likely to like challenge my DM rulings.
Oh yeah.
Like I feel like I've gotten more like pushback, like no, that's not how this worked. No, I wouldn't be in line with this thing. You know what I mean? Like
To be fair,
or whatever.
all right, I want to put this to
No,
Corey,
no.
because that thing I mean, I wouldn't say that I would ever like be like, well, no, Eric, I'm not listening to you.
I
But
wasn't
I feel
just
like,
talking about that,
but
but
that one was
okay.
exceptionally feels bad, bro. So we were fighting a dragon, and there was one person in the air and two people on the ground, and despite that, the dragon was able to hit all three of us, even though, with the line breath thing, even though all of us weren't necessarily within a line of each other. And Eric, you could explain your justification for that.
Okay, one of them was, so here's the thing, two are on the ground and one was flying. So it created the line between the two on the ground and then flew above so that the one that was flying was also in that line, right? Because if someone is flying, you can create that axis, and then, you know what I mean? That's how I viewed it. I was just trying to play dragon.
And my argument was it's a line, so it's just however the range is. You can't move the line mid thing because what's stopping a dragon from like doing a
The
line
line
and then
isn't moving mid thing. The dragon moved, then shot the line out, and he.
what's the what I'm just curious what I mean, not in a who's right, who's wrong, but just kind of I don't know, weighing
Right.
in.
So like this question is largely deeply a part of the new kind of research project I guess I'm doing now.
Mm-hmm.
And what I've been noticing is that there's a really big difference. Okay, so like when we're in person, there's and when you're on video as well, there's although it's like less, it's like a sliding line. But when you're in person, you're able to give um bodily clues to your language. So we don't think about the way that expression really the way that expression really impacts our communication, but it does. A lot of our language actually has nothing to do with the actual words coming out of our mouth, but the tone that we are using, and also the facial expressions and like the literal the body expressions you're making. So when you are like in game, there's a way, you put your hand on the table and you're like, and the other hand goes up and you say, I'm up here. And that gives this visual cue because your hand is moving. And so people, um, it's easier to see in spatial relation when you can also see the other person communicating in spatial relation. And on video, people do this a lot. Like when I'm watching Twitch, like, they will say, "Oh, my character is running really fast from back here forward," and they will physically look behind them as if they could see someone there and move their hand forward and move their whole body that way, right? And that's like this visual indicator that this is what's happening. It adds it again adds to the communication that you're seeing. And when you're only on Discord, like when you're only on voice, you lose a lot of that, and then but we don't necessarily change our language to reflect that there is a large portion of the language missing. So you have
Or
to
we're
learn how
doing
to
that without
communicate.
being seen, right?
Right, you're
Like
doing that without
I
being seen,
definitely
right?
do that.
Right, you're doing it without being seen, and then because you're doing the physical action, you don't necessarily then make up for that in the vocal. And there's a new way of communication that has to be formed, a new kind of communication, um, that needs to be formed, and that happens over time. Like it doesn't happen immediately, right? So you end up having a lot of conversations about, well, this, that, the other, like, but is this really a line? Like that conversation is all about trying to find new language to discuss what you're actually trying to do. And it's like, it's why I try in my own games to have as much visual content as I can to make up for, like, even though like we're only on voice, to have as much visual content as I possibly can uh to help us learn how to communicate that way. Um and every single group does it differently, right? Like there are like groups are finding that new communication, but like that takes time. Like that's not something that happens immediately or even consciously, necessarily. So anyway, that is the anthropological super theoretical deep dive into that phenomena.
I dig it. So what do you think some of the I don't know, like I feel weird being on camera for D&D. It's very different from being in front of someone. Uh I,
Agreed.
I it's weird. I have this weird thing with cameras where if I'm an instructor or I'm kind of like the quote unquote lead, then or if I was like a DM, I would be fine having the camera on me. Whereas as a player, it feels weirder to me to have the camera on. Uh,
I need it on. I need to be. I when I'm DMing, I need to see my players because like when I'm like I know this is maybe dumb. I mean, it may sound dumb, but I don't think you guys will think it's dumb. But like if I'm like trying to role play as a character, I need to be able to see the person who's playing the other character's face, even if they're like so like I'd be like, oh, they're skeptical now, so I'm gonna adjust slightly, right, the way the NPC is talking to like accommodate for that skeptical look I just got, or
Mhm.
oh, they're looking maybe annoyed or like they're losing patience, so then I'm gonna change. You know what I mean? Like I definitely when I'm playing an NPC adjust to what I perceive the other person to be like. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And so I definitely I need a camera. Like that's maybe part of the reason why it's hard for me, like teaching too, uh, and doing or why I like D&D more in person, right? Is because I like that ability to be like,
Mhm.
yeah, look, I can see you and I can adjust what I'm doing in relation to that.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's all a part of the language, right? Like that, those bodily cues, the facial expressions. Like if you, so, um, after high school, the first language that I really studied was American Sign. And American Sign, obviously, like, it's all about nothing is about like the quote verbal component, right? But like they highlight heavily in good ASL classes the facial expressions that you make when you're talking, which are really different in ASL than they would be in any other language. But they make that a part of the language itself, and I think that that is like Crystal talks about her time in Asia in Taiwan, and like eventually after being there, people wouldn't recognize right away that she was white until she turned around, and they saw her face. Because she could walk like she assimilated so well that she eventually just like her bodily movements changed to be a part of that space, and that's a part of that communication, right? And yeah, so there's a lot of information we're lacking because we're not sitting in the same spot. So I don't think it's dumb at all, actually, Eric, or weird or any of that. Like that is so real. Like I'm like on a visceral level. That is like so real as a comment, right?
Yeah, definitely. I think more I was commenting like that. I feel like I'm a pretty like theatrical player and stuff. You know what I mean? Like I try to get into the role. You know what I mean? Like embody it a little. And so
For
like
sure.
it's hard to do that over like when you can only hear the other person.
Well, it becomes about voice acting, right? Like it becomes about like excessive amounts of tone.
Yeah, like when you watch like videos of like voice actors voice acting, like right, like they're like curling up their faces, right, doing weird things with their hands, right,
Well,
to
and
like get in that.
when you do that too, though, your voice changes. When you act out those facial expressions, when you like right now, my hands are moving as I talk, right? Like that literally changes what your voice sounds like. And that's one of the reasons they do that. It's like why you can be watching them, they'll make the face, but the voice sounds nothing like what you expect it to be. Obviously, they're voice actors, so it's fine. But like those actions change the voice tone unconsciously without you ever thinking about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I love watching voice actors act because like there's just like an incredible amount of like body work that goes into the voice. And not even just like when voice acting, but just when talking in general. Like having just kind of supporting your breath and kind of speaking in a certain way. Like I actually do my best when I'm talking to like as like a narrator or something like that to use my sort of like more carried voice where like sometimes I just go up to my head voice, which is how I really like talking, but does not necessarily carry over to a better audio medium. So that's, I just love talking about voice and the body.
All good stuff.
Yeah.
I have a question based on today's play, I guess. So this is like kind of so today we were playing D&D, and my character had their hands bound, and they're a monk, and we flavored all of my unarmed strikes as being kicks, like pretty much throughout this entire campaign so far. And so for me as a player, it felt very natural to be like, well, I'm just going to kick them, and that'll be my unarmed strikes. But to some degree, that's also just the flavor that we put onto it. And maybe you could argue, like you could have argued, which I didn't know what you do before we started our session today, but you could have argued that, well, no, Eric, yes, you do have unarmed strikes, but unarmed strikes count as like melee attacks or something, and you can't do melee attacks when your hands are bound. So like even though we flavor them as kicks, I'm not going to let you kick these guys, right? And so I thought that was like an interesting moment where it's like, where did like the rules would say you could read the rules and say no, your character can't do that, or you could read like the narrative and be like, well, yeah, your character is a monk, they're trained in the martial arts, of course they'd be able to still do their kicks or whatever with their hands bound. And so I was just curious about how do you like balance those two things, right?
The way that I personally handled that one was you're a monk. This is your thing. This is like rogues doing the rogue thing. Like I'm sure that there's so many different things that like we kind of give leeway to for rogue stuff because like they're the ones that are good at traps and they're the ones that are good at all this stuff. So I feel like there's a lot of bending the rules for a lot of things based on like different classes, and I feel like, it's not like monk is a rare class, but I feel like you're always going to see a rogue in every party. You're not going to see a monk in every party. So I think that this was just one of the things where, like, no, this is the monk's thing, so it makes sense that they would still be able to have this sort of like deadliness even with their arms bound, whereas like a cleric, no offense, Leia, you wouldn't be able to attack as effectively.
I mean, it's not offensive. That's why I took freedom of movement as a spell and always have it prepared for any campaign that I am with you. Because you do a lot of grappling and restraining, which is fine.
To. It's the worst
You
part.
literally do it every game, Kelly. Every game. You cannot be trying not to. That is impossible.
No,
it is
genuinely am. I genuinely am. I actually purposely stop like people from casting like certain things. I mean, hypnotic pattern is different. Like, it's not like something that's sticking you to the ground. It's this charm spell. But like I purposely try to not have those like entanglement type spells, and I made
freedom
sure.
of movement has saved me in every single game since I got it. Every single one.
What? Okay. How about this? What's everyone's like kind of signature spell or thing that like no matter what character you have, you always have like this thing going on.
In every character?
Or as in a lot of characters, I know that you can't have it in everyone, but like what's kind of like, how like writers have like signature styles? Like, what's your signature play thing?
That is a question. I know. I don't even know what's similar between Joy and Willow.
I do want to say one quick thing. I think it's really interesting because I've never had a campaign that I have run or been in that it is 5e or Pathfinder that doesn't have a monk in it.
Really?
Yeah, I have had parties that don't have rogues. So
we didn't have a monk in the last campaign.
Yeah, okay, except for that one.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. I'm like thinking back, and I think maybe there have been 3, but not for the whole time. Like I think there have been parts of campaigns that I have been in that don't have monks based on like just like this person had to leave or whatever. But I think for the most part, I almost always have a monk.
Yeah, I think like I saw some stats from like Roll20 or something that showed like the popularity of classes, and the most popular was fighter, and then the second most popular I think was rogue, and then I think cleric was number 3.
That makes sense.
But I think monk is like a pretty logical choice for especially for newer players, but for anybody who wants to like be like kind of more of a melee class, but doesn't necessarily, because like the problem with the other 2 classes is that they're baked up with kind of assumption, or the other 3 melee classes is that they're all 4 actually, now that I think about it, are baked up with certain assumptions about what they should be, and that you often will play with to some degree. Like the barbarian is like really angry, right? Like it's like a loose cannon kind of idea, kind of metal a little bit. The rogue is kind of maybe sneakier, or like a thief, or that kind of, right? You have like these archetypes that you're kind of playing with. The fighter is your more traditional hero typically, and then the monk is kind of, right, like this like kind of serene figure, and like I think for some players, and I think I'm probably included this, when I think about playing a melee class, the monk jumps out to me because like I like the idea of playing like that, like more serene fighter, right? Like it's like the one melee class that's like a little more it's like a little bit more like on like airs towards the sides of the casters a little bit. So I wonder if that's why maybe you see it more often. I don't know.
No, I'm not sure. It makes sense. Like I can definitely see that like rogue is one of the most popular classes. I don't know what my signature thing would be. I'm off in the face, but like sometimes it's not my choice. So I don't know. Does anyone know what their like signature thing is?
No idea.
I'm trying to look at my 4 characters and do it, but go ahead, Kelly.
I think Leia's thing is the character that just does not take bullshit in a way. Like when you just see something like, yeah, I'm not touching that and walking away. I think that that's kind of like Leia's signature character thing because like Z was sort of like that. Tali's like that. You know, you literally did that today. Alabaster and Basil were all like that. And like, yes, they all have very different personalities, but I think that your plaything is, yeah, I'm staying out of this.
Yeah, I mean, I think that has come along with a sense of maturity because hilariously back in the day, and not so much anymore, because I think you're right, Kelly. I think like right now, definitely in the last few years, and like like characters you don't know too, I think that that is definitely a part of them. When I was younger, in my like early 20s, all of my characters were like, no, I get involved in everything.
Yeah.
And like very much like no, I will 100%, you know, just I mean, I will take shit. That's fine. And I don't, you know, I do that less in my own life now, and I think that's reflected in my characters, interestingly.
Mm-hmm.
I think maybe one of my signature things is like I like to add some sort of quirk to the character via the tools and background system. So like Willow has like woodworking, right? And she like whittles and stuff. And then, Joy did the painting. So I guess like
Yes.
that's kind of something that like I like. I think that's one way like I try to infuse like a little extra personality and a possibility for role playing in my characters is think, well, what tools do they do? Like what like I try to think of like one thing that they consistently be doing during downtime. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So like that's maybe I don't know if that's maybe that's just something everyone should do or everyone does, but that's something that I can imagine at least a little bit.
Well, I think you choose to actually role play, and I think that maybe be your signature thing. I would say most people come in with characters that have like some quirky or hobby or thing that they like and do, but whether or not they actually role play, it's a different story.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of mine now.
I am interested in an idea you kind of put forth just now, Kelly, or a few minutes ago. If you want to return to that.
What's that?
You said like you're talking about each class having like their thing where they get like more leeway or potential for doing stuff,
Mhm.
right? Like, and I find that to kind of be interesting. So like things that are like not specifically in the rules, but is like a thing that you would just be like, well, yeah, of course I'm gonna let the fighter do this. Of course I'm gonna let the wizard do that, right? Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like it's not in the rules, but it's like something that you're just like, yeah, well, your class or your race or your background, of course it's going to work out, or this thing idea that you have. And I'm kind of interested in that idea, right? Like it's part of like the joy of D&D, right? Is that it's not as codified, right?
Yeah.
Or that you can play as though it's not as codified. And so I'm kind of interested in that.
Yeah, I feel like you do that a lot with my character in your campaign because she's an artificer. So like, you don't give me like a blank check to do everything tinkering related, but like I feel like I get a lot of benefit because like yeah, your character's an artificer. She would either know this or know of this or be able to kind of tinker around and make this thing. It'll take time, it'll take materials and gold, but yeah, this could happen. And yes, there are things that like are in the rules for that, but I feel um, like I think one time it was like earlier in the campaign with that goddamn river that I'll never forgive you for. In terms of like I had to like make.
What did I do except put a minor river in your way?
It was not a minor river. That was the Death River.
Have you ever seen the Mississippi?
No, I have not. Actually, no. I did when we went to Cincinnati. Is that
You've
this?
driven over it several times.
You did not drive over the Mississippi on the way to
never mind.
Ohio,
You don't.
Kelly.
Yeah,
No.
sorry.
Wait, what river did we see in Kentucky?
That
then?
was like the Ohio River or
Oh,
whatever.
I just thought it went really far north. I wasn't sure what river I saw.
All right, let's just clarify for the audience. I put a river that I was the average like was not like the Wisconsin River. Like it wasn't that big. Like it was.
It was
Like,
100 feet across, and
that's not very big for a river.
That's actually not very big for a river at all.
That is big for. I'm coming from like the city. That's a big river for me.
Oh, sweet honey child.
Yeah. So.
Anyways,
Is the Hudson over there?
What?
Sorry, I completely derailed.
Don't you have the ocean?
Yeah, but that's different. I could go 100 feet in the ocean and not die.
Nobody was gonna die on the river that day. You just would have gotten swept away with the current. Anyways, you were talking about something else. You were talking about your artificer and getting like, things or whatever.
Like I don't think that you made me make a complete check on rigging something up. You're like, oh yeah, you're an artificer. You would know sort of like you'd be handy, so you could definitely like tie the stuff to the elk and the stuff won't fall off. Something like that. Where like that's a place where you could definitely put a check on, on for a different class or someone from a different background. But little things like that.
Makes sense. So what do we imagine? Like, what are some of the things? Maybe if this is a boring line, let me know. But like, what are some things for each class that are like, that's the thing? Of course, that like we're gonna let that person do that. Like, I think like with the monks and rogues, for both of them, I like acrobatics. Like you know what I mean? Like if you want to like scale that building really quick, like I'll be a lot more lenient on like your ability, the ability of a rogue to do so, as opposed to like the ability of like a wizard. You know what I mean?
What do you mean by go lenient? I guess that's my question.
So, like, for instance, we have a rogue in our campaign who has the feet for dragon claws, like she's dragonborn. Like, I know on a couple occasions she's like tried to climb a building, and I've just been like, oh yeah, you climbed the building. Like, you know what I mean? Because you got the dragon claws, you just, or whatever. Whereas if our human warlock tried to do the same thing, I'd make him make an acrobatics check. Like, does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
Bards and busking. That's all I'm offering right now.
I know with our wizards, like I'm pretty like even if I call for a check on like something Arcana related, if I've got a wizard in my party, I'm very likely to just give them the information. I like because like I don't know if you guys do like maybe this is what I mean by lenient. Like I'll lower the DC for certain characters. So like not only do they have a bigger bonus, but it's like oh yeah, we're doing an Arcana check. Well, for the person who's not proficient in Arcana, this will be like a 15 DC. But for the wizard who studied this stuff, maybe I'll be like it's a 10 DC or something like that.
Cool. It is 5 o'clock.
Yeah, it is 5 o'clock. That was a
fun and surprisingly deadly session, guys.
Hell yeah.
And I can probably guarantee that Taratha learned nothing from it.
I think I'm done splitting the party for a bit. I think I'm just gonna hang out with whoever goes anywhere. If Taratha wants to do something that I consider dumb, I think I'm just gonna go do it with Taratha.
Nah, people gotta learn from their consequences, okay? That's how that works. Taratha decided that she was cool enough to go and like
I know.
All down for it. I'm so all down for it. Like I am here for that kind of RP. Love it. But like you decide you're gonna go do it. You want to go do it. You can go do it.
Dude, when Corey's like, yeah, I'm just gonna polymorph it, I was like, oh man, I can't wait for these legendary resistances to kick
I could
in.
hear your response in the silence.
I know.
I could hear it.
I
was just like,
I'm not even gonna too. Because like, yeah, I could make him fail.
It wasn't the resistances that fucked me. I knew those were gonna happen. It was the 240 fucking feet of head movement.
Well, here's the best part. I didn't even use the 240 feet of movement until like the third round when I realized that we could actually use it for the full movement. But yeah, that did dick you hard.
That fucked me. That fucked me real hard.
I know. But anyway, thank you all for playing. Love y'all. And I'll see you next week.